Hi, everybody. Yeah, you too, Bandit. How you doing? Welcome, everybody. We've got a couple games right now. We've got the Heroes Hype Premier Series Cup number 6 EU matches that weren't casted, unfortunately, due to just travel issues for some. And so we're just going to go ahead and we'll cover a few of those today. So thank you all for joining me. I'll make VODs of these afterwards, and definitely you can check them out. Maybe we'll even just do a rebroadcast so that way people who missed it now can see it maybe in the morning. But either way, we're gonna get straight into this. Hold on. No, okay. I was like, oh, my audio's all jacked up. I'm like, no, it's all absolutely fine. I just gotta check one more thing. Yeah, no, we're all good. Okay. I thought I was supposed to hear something else, but we're all good to go. Alrighty, we have our first matchup is another Washed Up versus Clowns. We're going to be jumping into Towers of Doom, it looks like. So let's go ahead and get right on into this. Game number 1. Let's see who's going to take this. On the left-hand side, we got the members of another Washed Up. We're going to be having Hazuabs on the Leoric. Banana was going to be on the Deckard. Meneg on the Alarak. Papega going to be on the Hanzo. And Nick going to be on the Garrosh. On the right-hand side, we're going to be having the members of Clowns. We're going to be having Sham going to be on the Malfurion, Toxic going to be on Rexar, Mr. Banana Beer, I think, going to be on Joanna. We're going to go with Nen on the Thrall, and Firelander going to be on that Jaina. Let's go ahead and see what we get here in our first matchup. Heroes Hype EU Premier Series Cup number 6. It's going to be a fairly standard build. This is also EU, so we're going to be seeing some different play here as well as some... These are some top-tier teams, and we haven't really seen in NA ever, really. At least since the end, I guess you could call it. Either way, let's jump into this. We do have just a little back and forth at the start of this mid lane. That's going to be a toss going out from Garrosh, and that's going to be a nice early pick going out onto that Malfurion right away. Very, very good. Just a coordinated pick onto that healer, and now they're going to go ahead and just start into the rotations between lanes. Make sure they're going to be picking up that experience and just going to be cycling out and trying to stack up that Alarak as best as possible, as well as Thrall too. Going to be looking to finish out that Echo the Elements as quickly as possible so they can have that. And then Hazuabs looks like they're going to be going into the Rexar in top lane. This will be an interesting matchup. The Misha into the Leoric is always going to be fun because of the fact that there's just going to be such a big health bag for Leoric to then get their health all the way back up to full. So you can see right now they've got great wave clear, but we actually are going to be missing the Jaina kill in bottom lane, so it's going to be a 2-for-0 kill as another Washed Up is going to be solidifying a little bit more of a lead with that, and already just about a level in front of the enemy team. And this is going to be Leoric doing a little bit of double duty. Going to be jumping down into this mid lane. It's going to be Thrall just getting slowed down here. I don't think they have any sort of kill potential. Nick going to try and step forward and get the pick onto Nem, but that's not going to be happening anytime soon. Really good camp timing, though, coming out from both these teams. Going to be jumping onto these. A little bit slower on the right-hand side, but their wave clear or their camp clear is so insanely quick right now that it just shouldn't be an issue, but they're going to invade onto this right now, and that's going to be Mene stepping forward onto this Alarak. Going to be getting a double silence right there. Going to be getting one kill onto the Jaina. That's going to be the Hanzo pushing back the Malfurion, so they're not going to be able to heal up the friendly team, and now they're going to be forced away. Still chasing forward, and that's going to be Joanna going down, unfortunately, as they managed to get that snipe with Hanzo. Malfurion going to be picked off as well. Jumping back into top lane, Hazuabs is going to be pushing this up into Toxic. This Rex are doing as best as they can. It looks like they're just getting forced back completely throughout this top lane. And then we're going to be having in bottom lane just these sappers coming straight on through. And they'll be able to go ahead and pick up that front gate. And that's really what you want to be doing on a map like this, is just opening up the bottom lane so that way you can feed in more sappers. Also, control of bottom lane and control of bottom lane. Bell tower is going to be extremely strong. As I miss it, I was looking at the minimap, I was like, I think someone's about to get picked off in mid, and absolutely going to be the case right there. 5-4 in our levels, and Leoric going to be taking out, I was going to say an aggressive rotation, but maybe looking to see if they can force Rexar back with just their kind of positioning in the lane, or at least the rotation they brought to the table, and that's exactly going to be the case. Rexar going to back off a little bit, play it a little bit slower, a little bit safer, as Leoric is also going to be kind of in between these two. But we have our first altar phase just popping up. First one of the game. And we've seen 6-0 in kills. So far, the members of another Washed Up are just running this. Deckard Kane going to go ahead and get the channel onto this bottom. We are going to be having Nick just holding in mid lane. This is going to be Rexar going for the top right channel. I don't think anyone's going to have the interrupt onto that one, so that will be at least 4 shots going over in their favor, as this will be Leoric capping the left-hand side. So It's going to be 8-4 when it comes to total damage, and we are just going to be having them hold off a little bit in these rotations. They don't want to be stacking up that Alarak anymore, as they're currently sitting at 118. And I was actually discussing this last night on my stream, or this is my stream, on a different cast, and someone was noting that it's a bit of an odd build for the Alarak that we were watching that night, because they went for telekinesis and show momentum, or excuse me, show of force, and that's what I've been seeing in North America so much. And now that we're casting over in EU, or at least this is also going to be a different tier of play in comparison to that. It's going to be that lightning sustain build that was noted before. So it's shown that it just because the Alarak changes that came through doesn't mean that he still has that old viable sustained lightning build, or just full lightning build. But that's going to be Nick maybe going for the toss onto Mr. Banana Beer. And now we do have the top lane camp to be picked up, and that will be picked up in favor for the members of Clowns, as they're going to be trying to push that forward, but Hazuop should be able to sustain in this lane just fine. They pick up their own sapper camp in the bottom lane right now. They're going to be trying to force this in. Hanzo going to be pushing up a little bit as well. Went for that full Storm Bolt build. Maybe getting a little extra damage with that. That's going to be the Haraji Q going out. That's going to be Garrosh stepping forward. They're going to get one tossed onto the Thrall, who's going to be trying to do damage and also trying to proc that Frostwolf Resilience, but they go down as well. They're looking at that Malfurion right there, but they don't end up getting the pick, and now they're going to be able to rotate back. Oh no, that's going to be the Telekinesis onto the Jaina, but Mene a little far forward is going to be getting hit by the tower, and they're just trying to get that Alarak reset on that Sadism. It's not going to be the case, sitting at 117 currently, while they're trying to push in this bottom lane. Those sappers, I believe, did go through and got some good damage onto the tower as well. Now, we are going to be having Leoric just getting the clear onto that, and double altar phase pops up with the boss as well. We're going to see if they're going to be able to get both of these. Toxic on the right-hand side. We are going to be having... Oh, this is going to be a nice lockdown, as Jaina will be picked off in the bottom lane. They go ahead and convert this back over. Not in time for Leoric to get the value, but they are at least going to be able to then get the denial on the shots from that Rexar, because I believe their channel was a little bit slower. One thing I want to do really quickly is just that, so we can actually take vision for the members of Another Washed Up and get an idea of how they're playing these lanes, how they're making some choices, and just also showing the level of aggression. I mean, most teams wouldn't be stealing camps when they can only see one-ish players on the map. I mean, Thrall being in mid lane was fairly apparent to them, and this is going to be 10 to 8 in levels. We are going to be... we have the Deadly Charge for the Alarak. We also have Lornado for Decker Kane. As I missed the Thrall kill in mid, I'm just so excited about all the talents that they've actually taken that we don't normally get to see here, but that's going to be bottom lane. A lot of good damage out. Hanzo with a huge just in-your-face arrow, as that's also going to be the Malfurion getting pulled away. The toss goes out, and now they get the pick once again onto Malfurion. They're going to hold over bottom lane. They are going to have the Sapper camp in about 2 minutes, so more or less they're not going to be able to feed that one in. I didn't check, so 30 seconds on this, so they can rotate Alarak back, potentially have them pick that up, but we can see some pings coming out, and they're just going to be going for this massive collapse onto Toxic in mid lane. Nice and Tomb going to be coming out from Hazuop's right there, and this is also going to be the friendly team trying to step forward, but unfortunately they get tossed out of position. Rexar goes down, the Deadly Charge onto this Thrall, who's just making their way out, but unfortunately it's not quick enough. The Wind Fury not going to speed them up. Now, boss still on the table, 2 dead for 18 to 13 seconds. They're just going to back off, set themselves up for the next point. 1 minute 20 on this camp on the right, and then the left side is already going to be back up, so they're going to continue to hold this over as well, making sure that they're not going to get damage onto that fort. And this is just a strong play for them right now. This is exactly what you want to do in a lot of these situations, holding this bottom lane, but you don't want to be giving over a kill. That was a really good... Just the healing coming out from Decker Kane right now. This Lornado is absolutely insane, separating them, and just denial of kill was surprising. I was not expecting them to be able to go ahead and do that, but this is going to also be Hanzo on the left-hand side trying to go for the channel. Let's actually pull all this away, and let's get an idea of what these teams are doing here. This is going to be Hanzo with an arrow. That's Leoric with the Entomb, but only onto Misha. That will be the toss going out onto the Rexar, and they're in the back line, and that will be them going down. Rexar out of the game for now. Deadly Charge to put them right back into the fight, but Mene needs to use the telekinesis to get out of there. That will be the Ring of Frost coming out from the Jaina. And Far is just going to be making their way up, but look at Leoric is just going to be Wraith walking forward, trying to get this chase. No Entomb available, but Hanzo going to be just jumping forward as well, trying to get that kill. Malfurion getting picked off below us, and that is going to be Bell Tower picked up in favor for the members of Another Washed Up, as they get the Jaina kill right there. Not going to be able to get the connection onto the Thrall. They're going to step forward, and that is going to be 5 shots going into the right-hand core, and this is also going to be mid lane getting converted over in favor for the members of Another Washed Up. Let's get vision for the right-hand side, get an idea of how how they want to play this right now is Misha just gets caught out, gonna get picked off right there. They can see a couple people in still mid, maybe trying to get the setup while the bell tower is converting, and they're just gonna get a little bit of a slow, little bit of poke, more or less just some damage that Decker Cane will easily heal up. Now they are also going to be needing some mana for said Decker Cane, so they're gonna jump back and go back to the core for some healing. And while that's happening, let's go ahead and cycle through some of the other numbers that we do have when it comes to experience, kill damage, excuse me, hero damage. There we go. I want to say kills and damage at the same time, of course. 14 to 11 when it comes to levels, and Leoric is going to be up in this top lane, continuing to add that pressure to the map. And this is a really, really good note right now, is they know that they saw a lot of people in the mid lane, so they said, you know what, Leoric, go into top, grab that camp, we'll continue to hold over bottom, try and push in some sappers at a little bit at a time. That'll at least give them time to just get that free clear push, and then they'll be able to maybe rotate down here and help out the friendly team. These sappers are being aggressed very early in the lane. This is going to be really strong for them so they can get the clear and deny that. But that's going to be a lot of good damage going out onto the Joanna, who gets picked off right as she's about to make it out. She was so far from home, and it was just like, I'm about to make it back to the... No, it's not going to be the case. And one sapper is still going to be living here. Ooh, hold on. Nick stepping forward into the death zone. That's going to be Malfurion dropping the roots on the ground, but unfortunately they do not get the save right there, and they actually walk forward once again, get the Warlord's challenge, and then they find the pick regardless. Decker Cane just going to go ahead and get a little glow greedy right there, but this is going to be mid lane potentially converted over. At least looking at the minimap, it seemed like that's what they want to do, but I think they're just going to go for 10 shots total, taking them down to 12 core health. They could also work on this camp on the left-hand side right afterwards. Looks like Alarak has found another target right now, and that's going to be Mene getting a good amount of damage onto this Thrall, who's just trying to speed out of this Entomb. Not going to be the case, and now Nick steps up. We do have the Joanna jumping in as well, trying to help out the friendly team, and it's just not working out, and they're just going to now reconvert mid lane in favor for the members of Another Washed Up. Nick looking for a target, just going to be finding the Joanna, and be able to then also... they're actually just pressuring out the back lane on top of all of this, and that's going to be the healing coming out from Malfurion, and that's also going to be the Malfurion going down. Leoric will be picked off in this, and that's going to be first kill. They get the Jaina right there. That was... Oh, that chat. They convert the mid lane. They're going to convert the top. It looks like at least the ping showing that. And then maybe they go for boss while they have the barrage happening. That way they can at least... Oh, actually, I like this play right now. Just also putting Nick in mid lane to make sure that Thrall can't force the conversion. But I think Hazuabs might be the one still chasing actually Thrall. Either way, just not letting them get the free clear is big, and that'll allow them to get a few more shots into all of this. So we'll have one, I believe it's just as they fire and as they connect, they reshoot. So you can see it right there on the minimap, how quickly it's going to go across the map and how quickly this barrage will take place. I actually thought it was a lot faster, never mind. That's going to be Mene with a huge deadly charge in, and that's also going to be a very low Misha Bear. They're trying to get some damage onto said Mene, but they end up going down. Warlord's challenge onto a couple of members, and that's going to be Toxic locked out of this side from the Entomb. Rexar goes down, Jaina goes down. Malfurion gets picked off as well. Thrall still playing behind the line. Hanzo with the arrow. Hazuab stepping forward. Alarak with the telekinesis. Hanzo ends up going down right there. And they get the pick onto Thrall as well. The barrage continues, and it looks like with only 6 health left and no one up and available, we are going to be having the first game going over in favor for the members of Another Washed Up. GG. Well played. $11 minutes and 58 seconds. Whew. Go ahead and just take a peek at some of the numbers here before we get out of this. Okay, we'll show stats. So I'm just making sure I'm not missing anything important in the background. Okay, cool. Alrighty, well, we'll continue right into the next game. Hi, everybody. Alright, we can get out of this replay, and let's also update the team scores. How is everybody doing? Alrighty. Thanks all for being here, and of course they swap sides. Alright, there we go. Cool, cool, cool. Wow, really quickly we're going to be loading into that one. There we go. And let's already get into this. On the left-hand side, we got the members of Clowns. Down 1 game in our best-of-3 series, we're going to be having, and I'm going to do my best with this. Farlander is going to be on the Greymane. Toxic will be on the Leoric. Shemsky is going to be on the Alexstrasza. Nanopi is going to be on the Gul'dan, and Mr. Banana Beer is going to be on the Tyrael. On the right-hand side, we got the members of Another Washed Up. Up 1 game in our best-of-3 series. We are going to be having Banana is going to be on the Tyrande. Papega is going to be on the Jaina. Mene is going to be on the Tassadar. Nick going to be on the Diablo. And we have Hazuabs on the Thrall. Let's go ahead and check out our mid lane, as this is going to be where all the fun is going to be for now, at least within the mid to bottom rotations. We'll check on top lane here and there. It looks like it's going to be Thrall going into Leoric, based on what I'm looking at right now. In these team compositions, I doubt we put Leoric in just the rotations, but that's going to be a lot of good damage starting out right there. But Alexstrasza, good healing for the friendly team. We don't get to see these drafts since these are replays, so I will at least note during some of these rotations while we kind of have this lull. I really like the Leoric and the Alexstrasza both on this map. Gul'dan is a really good synergy as well because the Shrine Clear he can bring. Horrify is a good separator for any sort of dive that's coming in onto them. Like the Diablo, that is going to be some setup, as well as, oh my god, the Tyrande follow-up onto this Diablo is so very good. And I was about to say with 5 health he makes it away, but Mene is going to be that Tassadar, just giving them a little bit of a tickle with the Psionic Storm, and they're going to be going down first blood of the game over to Another Washed Up, as Hazuabs and Toxic are going to be up in this top lane just kind of, I would say, like, respecting in a sense. They're just like, all right, cool, I got my cooldowns off. Let me just burst into you a little bit. All right, I'll back off. We're going to wait for cooldowns, and then we'll jump back into this. Let's actually go ahead and also be able to have that vision, the friendly members of those teams. Who doesn't have a quest? There we go. And so this is the reason why I was clicking around right there, just so we get an idea. So we can currently see that they sent that Sentinel out, and they know that they're on the siege camp on the left-hand side, and that's going to be Nick anchoring a little bit, also playing right over there if they want to try and go for that invade. But Toxic is going to do a little double duty, making sure the friendly team doesn't miss out on any of that experience while they're grabbing that camp, and they'll go back into the bottom lane. The other thing I wanted to note with the Gul'dan on this map is that the Shrine Clear from them is extremely powerful. They're able to poke in from a distance, and Echoed Corruption, when completed, is extremely strong. Now, on the opposing side, Tassadar does have that Psionic Storm at level 1, which is going to increase over time with the 500 and 1,000 stacks, which is really, really, like, that's an empowering quest to finish on a Tassadar on a map like this where you need to be able to have some sort of minion clear, and I think that's going to be a strong asset for them. Thrall, also with the Echo, the Elements, is going to be a great tool in some of these shrines. Actually, speaking of Thrall, they're going to get a lot of good damage out onto this Leoric, but the friendly team has stepped up. Farlander is going to be diving forward. That's going to be Mr. Banana going in as well, and they get their own first kill. Also going to be resetting the, I think, Frostwolf Resilience, excuse me, Frostwolf Peck for that Thrall. So I don't know how many stacks they had, but just that's still a nuisance to be able to reset all of those 6 stacks, or at least whatever stacks they had. We are going to be having the left-hand side grabbing this Bruiser camp. It is also going to be in the top lane, while the Punisher is going to be popping up in bottom. Nothing for the right-hand team just yet. They're continuing to open up this bottom lane front gate, which is going to empower them if they can pick up this first Punisher of the game. I wonder if we just get maybe a late camp pickup from Thrall? Or I think they might just stay in top lane, get the clear, and then just rotate back for the objective. I don't think they have time to also go get the camp and clear this out. Greymane going to try and delay this out a little bit, trying to make it a little bit more difficult. And they can now see that they're going to be up here, so this is just going to be Greymane pushing up the wave into the front gate. But the other thing to note, too, is that Greymane is a lot of their damage outside of the Gul'dan. And if they can just step forward onto that Gul'dan, that's going to be a bit of a rough time. And Nick is, I think, looking for the angle. They got the vision onto them. Let's go ahead and pull away the stats really quickly and see what they are able to pull off here as Farlander comes down as well. Thrall's still going to be in that top lane, showing on the minimap as well. So they know they can play this aggressive. That's why they're stepping so far forward into the enemy team. I really like the way that both these teams are playing it. Alexstrasza with a nice big abundance circle for the friendly team, making sure they're a little buffed up, and they're going to continue to work their way through this. As I said before, Leoric has really good Shrine Clear and does the Gul'dan, but the other thing I didn't note is the Greymane. It's just great for grabbing camps, great for sieging, and also great for these for the Shrine Clear. That Razor Swipe has a great AoE that gets them that value, and they're going to be able to get these just auto hits, and then as long as they're getting that that baseline stacking up, which I cannot remember off the top of my head, it's just going to be just a little amplification on top of it all. So I just like how they're playing this overall, and this is going to be first objective going over in favor for the members of Clowns, as they're going to step forward, and that's going to be Tyrael getting thrown around a little bit by Nick, and they'll be backing off. And now we have our first Punisher of the game, Mortar, and it's going to be pushing in through the bottom lane. They're going to step up and try and just burn down this gate as quickly as possible. No minion wave or really Punisher to anchor this for the friendly team, so they're going to need that Tyrael to just sit there and take that damage, but they got to play safe because Nick is looking for someone to get that overpower and shadow charge on, get that damage out onto an enemy member, but they're not going to be able to connect onto them. They'll take out, I think, this front gate and one tower, actually. They're not going to be able to get the second one. And that was there. I think Nick was even saying, like, I'm going for this. I'm going to have the overpower and shadow charge, and that range and everything just being already set up was just it's just so cool to see that right there. They're going to go ahead and they're going to start hearthing in that bush, and then they'll be able to end it, and then just getting some abilities pulled out like that too is just really, really good. And this is going to be the invade onto the camp on the right-hand side. We can actually, let's go ahead and get the vision for these teams. And look at Tassadar right now. It's just making sure that the camp can see this, and if the camp can see it, then it'll go ahead and kill that well right there. That just makes it a little bit more difficult to sustain in that lane, and that also will be where our next Punisher will be popping up. You can see on the mini-map, we do have that little purple icon in the mid lane. That's going to be able to, that'll signify that that's going to be where the next Punisher will be. It could be Mortar again. I highly doubt it. We typically get we'll get like an Arcane or a Frozen Punisher. Frozen Punisher would be great because it sieges in extremely well, and our 10 talent tiers will be right around the corner for both these teams as that probably pops up. We'll see. Let's see. First off, let's see if they can take this camp, because there's about a half a level deficit between the two teams. Nick has vision for the friendly team. Tassadar and friends are going to be able to rotate down. I think Tyrande just went for the stack onto Lunar Flare. Also, something to note, 700 plus stacks on the Psionic Storm for that Tassadar at level 1, so just definitely working through there. And then the other thing to note is that 97 stacks on the Diablo's Black Soulstone, so they're going to have that revive after 3 minions go down. But it seems like they're kind of posturing to try and set up for a fight here. Diablo just going for the Fire Stomp, goes ahead and finishes out the souls, and they'll be able to pick that up. Anything of the other thing to note too is that we're at 15 out of the 40 stacks for the Echoed Corruption, 2 out of the 20 for the Lunar Flare, and 2 out of the 6 for the Frost Wolf pack. That's going to be the Force Wall coming out from Tassadar, actually going to be blocking Nick for a second, but more or less it actually gives them a bit of a better angle as they get the kill onto Tyrael right there. Going to go ahead and get their passive damage out, and I think they should be able to heal this up just fine. And this is also going to be the mid lane, should be announced fairly soon for the next Punisher. So we also should be seeing a couple teams, the teams break off and maybe going for their Bruiser camp. Because we do see the Bruiser camp. I was about to say, we should be just getting that Bruiser camp on the left-hand side in just a moment. And that's going to be exactly it. Pepega and friends will go ahead and grab the right-hand camp, and more or less just going to be putting pressure across the map. I like this. I like this as a play right now. It's a little bit, it's a bit of a reset on the map. We also do have our 10s for both these teams. I don't think it's anything out of the ordinary. We aren't going to be having Archon. Archon, I would say, is more, I see Archon more often than not. But I do like this Force Wall. I was actually playing Tassadar yesterday, and I even took the 20 upgrade on Force Wall, and I was like, oh my god, this is just... You feel like such a bully with it. It's horrible. Nice Force Wall right there, as Diablo will get the Shadow Charge into it. Tyrael going to step forward. That's going to be the Entomb coming out from the Leoric. They're going to get the Drain Hope onto the back lane right there. The camp was picked up in favor for another washed up, as Alexstrasza will be going into the Cleansing Flame. Going to get that healing off to the friendly team right there as they make the disengage. That also will be the Frozen Punisher Shrine activating here, and that's also Alexstrasza dropping down on the left-hand side. She does have the Dragon Queen form up and available. Thrall, on that note, is going to be in the top lane, clearing out. Actually going to be rotating down here, joining the friendly team. They want to pop that Earthquake at some point. Look at them all grouping up together. That's going to be a Sanctification. Earthquake comes out as well. Sanctification ends. That's also Dragon Queen pop. They're going to try and force him off the point. Earthquake still getting procs right here, and Hazoab's just poking in here and there. huge damage coming out onto a lot of these members, but no one down just yet. Nick looking for the angle onto one of these players. That's going to be Gul'dan right there. Gets the Shadow Charge, but that's also going to be the Winged Buffet just pushing them away. Horrify going to separate a couple members. That's going to be Nick going down right there. Full souls on that Diablo, so you can see 1 second, they're going to be back up, and that's going to be a huge Entomb, but where's the follow-up damage? Unfortunately, Tyrael goes down. Toxic so very low as well, goes down, and they end up getting a huge Entomb, but they don't get the damage in there in time, and that's going to be a 2-for-1-ish trade because Diablo is going to be back up. Granted, that is a huge pickup for them on the left-hand side to be able to reset those stacks, but Avala going to go ahead and try and get another pick on top of the one that he just got. That Greymane stagger is huge. Greymane would have been great for the clear into this Frozen Punisher. And they're also sitting so close. Does Liork go for the... Oh, Liork was going for the sacrifice play. They were like, you know what? I can cheat death. I can get these last skeletal defenders. Unfortunately, that's not going to be the case, and this will be first Punisher for the members of Another Washed Up going through mid lane. They already opened up this gate a little bit. Shadow Charge went onto the Gul'dan right there. Jump actually a little... Oh, no, they have the Edgerton's Might, so they're able to get out there just fine. And this is just going to be the siege coming in right now, and this Frozen Punisher does lock down the tower, so if it does get that freezing circle onto one, it will lock it down for, I believe, 2 seconds, and that allows them to just siege up a little bit faster. And this is going to be a nice jump onto the Tyrael, who's able to get that speed boost right out of there. Can they get more than just this front... Wow, I was going to say this mid lane fort sanctification right on time right there. That was a little nerve-wracking, I'm not going to lie. Jump over right now from the Punisher. They're trying to push in further. Nice force wall right there to lock that Gul'dan between their own gate. Toxic going to be coming out. That also will be the Shadow Stalk coming out from Tyrande, trying to make this disengage. That's going to be Liork getting this slow onto a few. Nick going to be just stepping forward. They don't have souls, but they're just trying to make it work, as that will be Greymane going down. Force wall just keeping so many members locked in place. Pepega just getting healed so consistently, as well as just getting their hope drained, but Toxic is maybe going to be the one getting their hope drained as they go down right there, and this is going to be Tyrael potentially getting picked off as they make it to the healing circle from Tyrande, from Alexstrasza, and 13 to 15 in levels. Mid lane going to be down, and this is going to be bottom lane opened up. The reason they're doing this is because the fact that they can see on the minimap, once again, that this will be the next Punisher lane. So if they can open this up, that means it's going to be more value for them. The retreat path for the enemy team is going to be a lot more difficult. They won't have their well for any sort of sustain during this engagement. And this, look at the opposing side. I mean, yes, you don't have a front gate, but you can at least retreat behind your fort and get that defensive area. You have a well for some sustain. And let's see, actually, can they make this invade onto this camp? They are going to be stepping. Greymane goes in with the Cursed Bullet. That's going to be Diablo, not at full souls, currently sitting at 90. Entomb comes out as well. That's going to be the Fire Stomp. They're doing their best to stay alive. That's going to be the Horrify, and Greymane ends up going down right there. Alexstrasza popping the Dragon form, and she is going to be going down as well. That Dragon Queen not getting them the value they're looking for. Gul'dan trying to dump this corruption behind them, and they're getting stacked, but unfortunately not going to be getting kills, and that's Toxic going down. Tyrael the only one to make it out alive, as they do steal away the camp, but unfortunately they give over 4 kills. It's 2 to 13 in kills, 13 to 16 in levels. And, we are going to be having Vala go to the right-hand side. I don't know what I was going to say, Jaina. Vala going to the right-hand side to go ahead and pick up this camp. And let's go ahead and take the vision for the blue team. See what they can see, as it's going to be the Greymane Liork. Well, Liork-ish is going to be up. And then we have the Greymane Alexstrasza coming back. And looks like they want to try and open up top lane on the opposing side, and let's do the exact same thing for them. They're just going to be grabbing some camps, and they're just pushing up this top wave as best they can. A little bit of harassment up here. Also, many going to be dropping a few of those Psionic Storms onto the fort and well. But I gotta say, between these two teams, like this game too is, it's definitely a lot closer than the first one. They got so much value here. If only they can actually get the Entomb value. Like, all right, for example, there was an Entomb in mid lane that had like 3-4 people. If Gul'dan was able to step forward and get the corruption in there, and Fell Flames, and Greymane was able to dive in and get all of those razor swipes and the Cursed Bullet value, and if you were able to drop a Sanctification as well, it would have been so huge for you. But unfortunately, they're just spreading out. They're not clumping up enough to get this value. And they're not clumping up on the opposing side to get this value. And the same thing on the side of Another Washed Up. They're not positioning bad to let this happen. It happened once. They're just like, all right, that's cool. Not going to be happening. Yo! Oh, did I spell Preimere wrong? I did spell Preimere wrong. Thank you, Kage. I'll fix that in just a second. I was trying to type everything way too fast. Hold on. Let's fix this. There we go. Thank you, Kage. This is going to be Nick, though, getting caught out. Nice and Tomb going to be coming out as well. Ooh, they're going to respond with the Apocalypse right there. That's going to be a lot of good healing coming out from Alexstrasza. And Nick's still going to get a lot of good healing from Banana as well. And they're going to be just fine. Toxic going to be overpowered and put into the Lunar Flare. And that's going to be Toxic so very low. They get picked off. They're trying to step forward and take down this fort. And looks like they'll be able to do that. So at least they have that pressure in top lane in their favor. But speaking of pressure, bottom lane, we did it. Thank you so much, Kage. I completely missed it when I typed it out. That's going to be the nice force wall from Nick. The overpower straight into the wall. That's going to be the Eltrune's Might to get out. That's also going to be the Curse Bullet coming out from Farland. They're trying to make their way out, and it looks like they're going to be making it out just fine as Toxic was able to cheat death and also get some slows onto them. They're just going to go ahead and make... I think, yeah, okay. I was about to be like, they're spawning right next to them. So there's a camp in top, Punisher in bottom. Ooh. And the rest of the team's rotating in. Can they end with this is the big question. They've got 2 members coming back from death. Let's actually pull away the talents really quickly. We'll go ahead and see if they have to obviously take down the keep first before they step up onto the core, because the core has that shielding. You can see it now falling off around it. And now they're trying to make the end. Can they do it is the big question. That's going to be the Punisher going with the jump over. That's also going to be Tyrael with just the jukes back and forth right there. And this is also going to be Lyric trying to get that damage reduction onto the enemy team. Punisher will be falling fairly soon here, and that actually does go down. Toxic so very low. That's going to be Earthquake coming out from the Thrall. Quite a few members of Kappa right on the edge of it. That's actually going to be a few members just trying to fight within this Earthquake, and that's, at least for the Thrall, that's the best thing you can get because you get those Frostwolf Resilience packs, or stacks, and that's also going to be a nice force wall. Nick able to get the Shadow Charge in. Tyrael going to be going down as well as the Gul'dan, and this is now going to be the value going out to a couple members. Toxic going to be respawning here, and that's going to be another force wall, forcing this Greymane into a corner in a sense, and they get picked off. Tassadar with the Dimensional Shift able to make it out alive, and that is also going to be Leoric. So very low gets picked off right there. Force wall, Shadow Charge, Overpower. They get the pick onto Alexstrasza. All 5 members go down, and it looks like we have the members of another washed up moving on into the grand finals for Heroes Hype Premier Series Cup number 6. GG. Well played. Alrighty. Yes, Kage. It's that fabled I after M. No, thanks for that. I completely missed it. I typed it all out and I was like, all right, cool. Let's start streaming. Okay. Cool. Let's go ahead and get into our next matchup. We are going to be having Granite Gaming versus Russia. Let's show talents while I so update. M.I. nailed it. How you doing, Chess? Thanks for coming by. Studio mode. Here we go. Okay. Play and set ourselves up for game 2. Alright, I'm all set up. Cool. They didn't swap sides on me. And that makes life so much easier. Well, that's all set. Cool. Well, I hope you're enjoying the replay casts. I hope they're enjoyable. I'm actually thinking we should just rebroadcast this tomorrow and get maybe someone else would care to watch it. Maybe EU viewers. Maybe. But either way, we already got our game. We already have, everything's just rolling so smoothly, so easily. Let's go ahead and jump right into this. Oh, I already like what I see right now. On the left-hand side, we got the members of Granite Gaming. We've got Fury going to be on the Chen. Ooh, I think it's... Is it Ledeby? We're going to go with lead. It's going to be on the Hanzo. Lava is going to be on the Mal'Ganis. T, which I know is not, but I cannot remember what it stands for, is going to be on the Rhaegar. And Vamp Goat is going to be on the Thrall. On the right-hand side, we've got the members of Team Russia. We'll go with the ones that we can do. Vodka's going to be on Li Ming. Kuni-chan is going to be on Karazim. Masquerade is going to be on Imperius. Day is going to be on ETC, and Stalk will be on Tyrael. That looked way more intimidating when I saw Day's name, but we'll just shorten it to that, and we'll go ahead and just go with that for this game right now. But ETC going to be stepping forward. I do like this draft right now. So we have the Karazim. This is quite dive-heavy. We have Tyrael, ETC, and Imperius, all that dive, with Karazim as well for some punches on top of all of it, and then Li Ming hopefully getting these resets every single fight. That's the plan, at least. But this Thrall Rhaegar, they're gonna have some good. Well, Thrall has great chain healing to the friendly team, and then the Thrall will be able to have their own self-sustain. Chen has some sort of self-sustain. Mal'Ganis has some self-sustain. So realistically, Rhaegar, Orc boys. But this Rhaegar is going to just mostly need to focus on the Hanzo, making sure that they stay alive, because it's the only hero realistically without any sort of self-healing or any sort of self-shielding or any way to sustain a little bit more on their own. But this is going to be pretty good camp timing coming out from both these teams. Going to be able to grab these Siege Giants and force them into the bottom lane and just get a little bit of pressure. We do have our first objective popping up at the 2-minute 30 mark, and then it'll be activated at 3 minutes to be able to get that in the top and the mid lane. Those are the standards, and then you have the bottom lane. After that, I believe it is randomly cycled for 5 of them total, including the first and second. I think that's it. And then like there's another standard. There is a way to predict, I think, some of the later ones, but the first and second are always the same. But it's going to be 3-3 in levels. Bit of an experience gain in favor for the members of Granite Gaming, as they're going to be holding over this bottom pretty well. Lava are going to be coming down here as well, just making sure that they're going to push out this Siege Giants and get some of their own value in bottom. And it seems almost like we're having a bit of a mirror, at least on camp timings and camp pickups. This is also going to be a decent amount of the sleep coming out onto one. Root follow-up. I like that right there. Just no major damage to get that kill onto the Imperius. Peeking up into the top lane. Actually, hold on. This bottom lane really quickly. I thought that Lobber was going to be able to get a kill. Doesn't seem like they're going to be able to step too far forward right there, but that's going to be top lane with a bit of a brawl right now, as that will be the spell armor that blue circle will be providing, so they're going to back off into their own. That the shaman from the bruiser camp is going to be providing to them, but that's going to be the heckle on to Hanzo right now as they're trying to make their way out. I don't know if they have the agility or not. Now they're trying to turn around. This triple front line that they've got right now is just so bruisery, but unfortunately there's nothing really in the kill potential department per se. I mean, Tyrael can get some damage out, definitely, but I don't think it's going to be damage that Hanzo can... It's going to be damage that Hanzo definitely can avoid in this situation, as they're also going to be just back and forth in mid lane. And let's actually check on bottom lane, as this is just going to be Li Ming pushing this back. I don't think they're going to be going for a... Oh, actually, this... I thought for a second that they were going to be going for a pick onto the Imperius, but that's not it. Let's see, who doesn't have this? All right, so it looks like we do have the Rhaegar going to be going ahead and grabbing that. Is that Cheese Loader? Yeah. Cheese Loader's here. We do have the top lane is just going to be picked up in favor for the members of Granite Gaming, and we also have Team Russia grabbing this mid. So I think these will be traded out. There's like minute differences between, I believe, the top and the mid, and which one prioritizes which. Like, one will give you better wave priority later game, and one gives you more experience, I think it is. Like, I can't remember exactly how... Like, someone explained it once, and I swear that there's actually a slight difference between top and mid in the first round. But either way, Masquerade going to be taking a lot of damage right now. That's going to be the Night Rush coming out from Mal'Ganis. Gets the pick onto Imperius, and first blood of the game going over the members of Granite Gaming. This is going to be the mid lane going to finish out as well, and they're going to get some decent damage right there. Karazim just waiting here. We can actually, let's show some vision really quickly for the members of the Granite Gaming, get an idea of how they're making these chases and making these decisions in lane. Because it's such an easy thing for us to be like, well, I would go here because I can already see that, you know, these players are in these lanes. But it's like, well, realistically we know where 3 people are. We're missing a Tyrael, we're missing an Imperius, well, since they're death. Well, that's the big thing. Like, Li Ming kind of disappeared for a while, so it's something to consider, and they're going to go ahead and take this invade onto this camp and see if they're going to be able to defend it on the side of Team Russia's. Granite Gaming will go ahead, and they're going to have Thrall below, just making sure that Li Ming can't step up, and also we have Fury on the right-hand side just drinking. and staying just fine, but that's also going to be ETC with the power slide in. Unfortunately, they're not 10s yet, so no mosh pit to follow up. Stock will go down. That's going to be Tyrael trying to get value. Fury so very low, trying to drink through all this poison, but unfortunately, it's going to be a little too toxic, and they go down. And Pierce with the Celestial Charge, and that's going to be... Can Hanzo make it out of this alive? Oh, this is... Because the agility does not go that distance right there. Li Ming goes down to the left-hand side of our screen. Celestial Charge onto them. Oh, I think they were trying to get Kuni, and that's going to be the Nexus Force is a little too OP. Going to go ahead and take out the Hanzo right there. Vamp is going to go ahead and get the Hearth out, and they'll just reset on the map. I will say this, though. Granted. No, for Team Russia, that was actually a lot of good experience pickup in their favor. Evening out those kills right there brought them a little bit closer in that experience deficit that was starting to grow between the two teams. And so that also allows them to push out their lanes. They can also set up for this bottom lane tempo a little bit more so in their favor, since the enemy team is kind of just now kind of coming back. Let's actually get vision for Team Russia as they're going to be trying to make this invade. They see the Chen, they also see the Thrall, but they don't go any further than that. I think the Eldrunes might have gone out, but I don't think they ended up triggering it right there. But Lauber in this bottom is going to get the Night Rush onto 2. Thrall going to be down here as well, looking to... I thought they were going to see if they could get the Frostwolf onto one of them to get the lockdown, but they don't seem to need it as Karazim gets the dive out, and they'll be out of there A-okay. Tens, though, will be hitting in just a second, and that's going to be a little bit more so of a control in favor for the members of Granite Gaming, as Team Russia is going to have to wait for their own 10s before they really engage onto this. And we're not seeing anything too out of the ordinary. Carrion Swarm, we're going to be seeing the Dragon Arrow. Dragon Strike, it's so backwards to me, but Dragon Arrow. We also have the Storm, Earth, Fire. A lot of good... Oh, Hanzo with the arrow right there. Vodka's so very low. They don't go down, but with 100 and some health, they're going to be able to... They're going to need to Hearth right out of there. Ancestral for that Rhaegar, as well as the Earthquake from the Thrall. But no, big thing to note here on the right-hand side, a little bit of a... what we don't typically see is we're going to be actually seeing the stage... I wouldn't say typically, but we get stage dive here from the ETC, and also 7-sided strike from the Karazim, as that will be the Angelic Armament's going to be popped by Masquerade, and they're trying to step forward onto a couple of these members. That will be the ETC with the stage dive joining into the friendly team. I think that was also the... Sanctification coming out from the Teal right there, as that's also going to be Stalk getting chased, and they make... Did they get the juke onto this? Let's actually see below the fight that's breaking out, and that's going to be Labra a little far forward. Chen going to be getting some drinking on, as they do still have their heroic up, and they're going to go ahead and pop it right there. They're going to step forward. That's going to be the kill onto the Karazim. That is a very good Night Rush from Labra, and they're able to make it out. That's also going to be a healing totem coming out from that throw, making sure they have a little extra for the friendly team. Masquerade very low, and the Panda Pals don't get the kill in the end. They get a little bit of healing, and they're able to walk out, but that's mid lane fort going down in favor for the members of Granite Gaming. Meanwhile, they've still got Siege Giant sieging in through bottom, but they've got a camp in top lane pushing up, and that's something they're going to need to deal with very soon. Vodka seems on the nose for Team Russia. What's up, Ghost Bear? Thanks for coming by. Oh man, 12 to 11 in level, so we are going to be starting to see a little bit of an experience gap starting to form between these two teams. I'm looking through some of the talents and just trying to... We have that Thrall who's just working through that Frostwolf pack, which is... I kind of hate that talent so much because it's such a skill shot dependent talent. Like, I'm at 5 out of 6. Oh, they sidestepped it, and I'm not have to reset it. But that's more or less just my pleb play versus kind of this play, which is a lot better, you could say. Anyways, Temple's going to be activating in a couple seconds here. We have mid and top lane. Chen going to be pushing out this top a little bit. Let's actually get vision for the enemy team, or the red team, excuse me, and let's see what they... Do they go and try and... They're going to just get this the vision turned over. The big question is, like, do they try and take any sort of dive onto some of these members? Because I think they might have seen a few across the map. ETC does have that stage dive, so going to be playing them a little bit in that more global sense. That was a really good arrow from Hanzo. Unfortunately, there wasn't really anyone to follow up immediately. They did have... So as that arrow travels, it increases up to, I believe, 2.5 total. 2 or 2.5 seconds of stun time total based on the range, but that's going to be ETC getting killed, as well as the Imperious Sanctification goes out, but unfortunately that's not going to save them, and Tyrael goes out as well, trying to get some value with the explosion. Going to get it onto that Hanzo, but they still have a decent wave pushing up into this top lane, and with 3 dead and just the Karazim and Li Ming defending, they're going to do their best to just try and open this top lane up. Nice 7-sided strike, as I believe it does percentile-based damage, so it is going to be... Hitting that Chen is extremely deadly. But here's the thing. ETC has stage dive in like 2 seconds. They could... Excuse me. in my gold play, they could just stage dive in bottom and get a couple shots off and burn a, what is 75 second cooldown. Totally worth. Don't need to be a global cow at any time. So is GG Fury the NA Fury? No, it's not. I believe they are two different Furies. Because I believe the Fury for NA plays on looking for work. I believe. I might be wrong on that fact. I feel like I'm like 90% sure that Fury NA plays for looking for work. Either way, Mal'Ganis going to be in that mid lane, going to go ahead and get that channel. We are going to be having the ETC in the top lane, going to be playing that global aspect, but we're going to focus in on bottom lane. Mid lane just ended right there. You saw the little the last 5 shots going out right there across the bottom of the screen. And let's see, can they get these shots over in favor for the members of Team Russia? Chen gonna get dove on right here, 7-sided strike. That's gonna be the stage dive from the ETC. A lot of good damage going out, but I believe the Ancestral Healing connects just in time for Fury. That's gonna be the Angelic Armaments for the kill onto the Chen. Rhaegar goes down as well. A huge pickoff and a huge turnaround in favor for the members of Team Russia as the Carrion Swarm goes out, but more or less, I don't think this is getting the value that they're looking for. Actually, no, they're focusing on Vodka Chan here, who's going to be so very low. The Velvet Claws will go ahead and actually, Thrall gonna go ahead and steal that away, as now they're entering in with the Earthquake right there, almost like a wrestler intro, just like coming through the shadows and just drops the Earthquake. That's going to be Tyrael going down as well, trying to get that value. That's going to be the explosion of the Lobber, who needs to try and stay alive here. Just living in this corner and just getting so much healing, so much self-sustain is insane. That Night Rush right there as they got baited into the bush, and that's going to be the Imperius going down. ETC has no stage dive, no way of getting out, and that's going to be the second altar during this phase going over in favor for the members of Granite Gaming, and they'll continue to siege in. This will definitely take out a keep. Will it take out the mid? Actually, no. I thought there were a lot more shots onto this. It's only got it's at like 6 more at this point. Yeah, there's the last 5. So they'll take down the bottom lane keep to probably as much as the mid lane, yeah, just about. They could try and boss here. A couple members still down. Let's actually get the vision for the red team, see what they're seeing how they're setting up in their lanes. They can see Chen in top, and they see Rhaegar popping up in mid. Let's actually do the exact same thing on the other side, and they're not really showing, are they? Yeah, they're just not really showing in mid lane or anything, so they're kind of faking boss a little bit, maybe trying to bait them over here. They can take a fight around this boss that'll be huge for them, because they don't have their 16s. That and they've been pretty dominant in a lot of the fights that we've had consistently throughout this matchup. ETC does have that stage dive up once again, and so they're going to be sitting up in that top lane playing that global aspect. Good stagger on deaths. You always want a healthy stagger on deaths when you're playing Here's the Storm. Dragon, thank you so much for the follow during this game. I appreciate that. 17 to 15. They know that they're going to be on this because, well, Tyrael is diving in. Oh, that was a very good juke. If that boss stun was like 1 second faster or earlier, that might have been a dead Tyrael. Oh my god, no way. Oh my god. Tyrael is just sweating bullets right now. Oh my, that's just got to be such, like, you just see that just out of, like, the Jaws music playing behind you. Whew. But you don't go down. Staying alive for now. Boss is going to be moving in through bottom lane, ETC and top once again, but they do have that stage dive. Let's actually pull away the talents right now and see if they're able to end it right here. They're looking like they want to. Night Rush goes out onto 1. It's going to be actually connecting onto 2 right there. Stepping forward for the Chen. That's going to be stage dive into the backline, trying to jump onto the Hanzo. Ancestral Healing coming out immediately. Maybe a little bit early there. Sanctification comes out as well. Carrion Swarm going to be going out in that front line. This is going to be a bit of a split right now in the fight as we have all these members below us fighting in that tight corner, and that's going to be Kerzing with the punch out of there. They're going to be able to dive over to their friendly keep, and this is Li Ming trying to dump out the damage as well, but this boss is now taken down the shielding on this core as they also get the pick onto the Imperius. They're going to dive around this core, and it looks like the members of Granite Gaming are going to be taking game number 1 in our best of 3 series. GG. Well played. Oops. I turned on more things. Whoopsie. Alrighty. I'm gonna show stats really quick. And we're just gonna keep on chugging through these. Great. Hi everybody. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for watching these games. I really, really appreciate it, everybody. I hope you're enjoying them. We never really get to see EU play. Not only EU play, but like high tier Europe play. I just need to start the next VOD load so that way I can see what side what people are on before I update team scores. Same sides, cool. All right, we're gonna keep rolling into this. We already got our game number 2. We're trucking. We're gonna be doing the these are from today, this morning. We're gonna be doing the round 1 and I guess the semifinals. We're going to be doing both those matches, and then we'll do the grand finals. So I think we should have enough time to do all that, and then we have our live game at 7 p.m. PDT. We got our game. Let's already jump into this. I'm ready to go. On the left-hand side, we got the members of Granite Gaming. We've got VampGoat going to be on the... I'm just going to pause this so they don't move around. We're going to be having VampGoat on... Or Vamp Groot. I've been saying Goat the entire time. Vamp Groot going to be on the Greymane T, which I apologize because that's not the correct name. I shouldn't be showing that... Oh. That's not what I want. There we go. That's what I shouldn't be showing. We are going to be having T, which I forget their actual name, on the Alexstrasza. We have Lauber on the Diablo. Fury, once again, going to be on the Chen, and Diaby is going to be on the Li Ming. On the right-hand side, we got the members of Team Russia. This is so much easier. I wish I could do this in real games. Day is going to be on the... Malthael, sorry, just the mecha skin is really nice. And really good synergy. Look at that mount synergy. Anyways, we're going to be Vodka Chan on the Ariel. We have Masquerade going to be on the Tassadar. Stalk will be on the Joanna. And Kuni-chan will round out the team on the Jaina. Or the Jaina? I don't know what's what. Just that right there. That's so good. All right, let's go ahead. We got our mid lane. Man, I wish I could just pause games and do that in my live ones. That'd be just so perfect. But we do have that Psionic Storm for the Tassadar. Seems like Tassadar on Infernal Shrines is actually quite popular in Europe. At least this is the second map on it. This is the second Infernal Shrines map we've had that is where we see a Tassadar once again. Sorry, I just completely blanked out because I was looking at too many other things on the side. Either way, we're going to be stepping forward right now, and this is going to be a lot of good damage coming out in the beginning. Masquerade going to be a little bit low. They're going to be forced back right there. Some pings going out into the Chen. Let's actually go ahead and get our vision for these teams. Oops. Oh, cool. I already managed to turn it off. Wonderful. Alrighty. And then we'll just continue into the rotations from lane to lane. And so... realistically, in a lot of these games, we just get the mid to bottom rotation on Infernal Shrines. Looking for slight picks here and there. Kuni-chan a little bit low. They're going to actually back off. Nice healing circle coming out from Alexstrasza, and Vamp Groot is able to make it out just fine. Peeking up into that top lane. This is going to be an interesting matchup. I want to keep an eye on this as best as I can without missing some of the action in bottom and mid. Because Chen into Malthael, I'm wondering how Malthael deals with Chen, because he's able to constantly provide himself with a lot of that shielding, and will that be something that Malthael can shred through, or is it just going to be Chen kind of just sitting there drinking and being the nuisance? Like, I love this right now. He's holding the wave right in front of the gate, so they're not losing any damage into their towers, and they're also going to be able to then just kind of... They're freezing this wave, so they're playing in front of their gate. It's safer for that player, and you can see Day is just having to play so far back. Or not really so far back, but just not able to aggress forward. We did have double camp pressure or I guess camps being picked up by both these teams in the mid position, and it's just really good camp timings coming out from both. We are going to be having Vala rotating down here. Seems like mid is going to be having an engagement. Masquerade going to get the overpower put on them. Not enough body blocking to keep that Tassadar in the lane right there, as they're going to be able to play by that front gate. Vamp Groot maybe looking for an angle to jump onto someone, but not going to be able to find it. Jumping into the top lane, we are going to be having Fury continuing to mute this lane and right in front of their gate, but Malthael is being a little more aggressive trying to push this forward, so they're going to be having to do the same. Jumping back into bottom, Diablo going to go ahead and get a dive onto Kuni-chan, but the Detainment Strike to slow them down, but now Vamp Groot coming down here as well. And I think this is just kind of... it's just slow pacing at the start. No one really going to be playing too aggressive as we take a peek in our top lane. Speaking of aggression, look at all that Chen damage going out. Half health. Woo-wee. Better. Actually, I'm a little worried right now, because is this Chen about to get this kill? Okay. But still, I mean, that 1v1 right there, that's a little scary, I'm not gonna lie. Chen OP? Question mark? We have Diablo charging in onto this camp right now, and they're going to be able to pick that up. Same going to be on the right-hand side. And just do the exact same kind of vision thing. So setting up for this next, they just saw where the Joanna was. They don't know. I don't think they might have seen the enemy team just kind of break off, and they will see that pop up on the right-hand side. So they grab their camp almost simultaneously as the other team does. And let's go ahead and see how they play this. We're going to keep vision on the opposing side right now because we already know where the enemy or the blue team is. So we're going to go ahead and just see how they're setting up right now as the Malthael is still sitting in the bottom lane, maybe doing a little bit of double duty, trying to push into that level 7 for Soak. It's possible, but this is... I don't know how I feel about this. They have... they actually don't even have On a Pale Horse at level 1, so they're not going to have that increased movement speed while mounted. Chen actually going to be rotating down. I think, more or less, they're just going to... They don't care enough to have 5v5 in top, and they're just going to continue to do double duty and soaking and just making sure they close that or gain that experience. Or this is, you know, or they just hit 7s, and now they're saying, cool, we can make this rotation. But Chen going to be slowing them down a little bit right there. Oh, this is just such a good back and forth. We're gonna hang out on this one just for a second. Okay, now we have the top lane fight. Let's actually see this breakout as the Dragon Queen was popped right there. That's gonna be Lobber trying to step forward, trying to find an angle on this Diablo. Not gonna be able to find anyone right there. 32 to 19 when it comes to Skeletal Defenders. So this is mostly in favor for the members of Granite Gaming. Can they step forward and finish this out? I believe so, as they're gonna be able to. Yeah, Greymane's gonna be able to go in this top area. That'll be the last couple picked up, and that's going to be the overpower onto the Vala. They're trying to find this kill onto Vala, and if they can, that's gonna be huge for them because it's a good amount of the immortal damage completely ripped away from the fight right now. And actually, Malthael going to be rotating into the bottom lane. This is potentially a very good siege coming out from the members of Granite Gaming, because Greymane siege is extremely strong in that Worgen form, because they're able to continue to just build stacks constantly. Mortar Punisher sieges decently well as well. They don't have the Arcane, the Frozen, which would lock down these towers, but as long as it's tanking and also with the wave that they got, they're going to be able to confirm this mid lane fort, or this top lane fort, and then maybe even step forward into this keep front gate. Doesn't seem like that's the game plan. They're going to get a little bit of healing with that Abundance Circle, and then rotate back into the lanes. First Punisher value right there. 5 minutes into the game, going to be taking out a fort. And now, back to vision. I like to be able to just to showcase how these teams are playing, because it's a perspective that we don't really get to see when we're looking in the observation mode, as they actually have no idea where the enemy team is right now. They're probably going to be, I would assume that they're going to be on this camp over here, and yes, that's going to be exactly the case. Bottom lane, we'll be having Chen working on this one. No invade coming out from the members of Team Russia, but look at Lobber sitting up in this bush, waiting and also anchoring. This is a huge tool for a friendly team right now. Being able to see how people are rotating and also potentially setting up for a shadow charge like that. They were trying to get that right into the tower and then get the overpower and then get the damage, but unfortunately they don't get the pick, and also that Detainment Strike from Vodka Chan being able to just force him back a little bit there. I also gotta say, I always like seeing a little bit of a role swap. This is a little interesting to me right now. The solo laner in the last game was, I believe, the Masquerade. Well, I wouldn't say maybe solo lane, but they played the Imperius, which is typically solo lane. But we also have Kuni-chan, who is the Karazim, is now on the Vala, and Vodka-chan, who is on the Li Ming, is going to be on the Ariel. So just a little bit of some role swaps right there. Shadow Charge from the Diablo. Nice Attainment Strike once again from Vodka. Going to be forcing them back. But this aggression coming out from the members of Granite Gaming, they really don't care what the enemy team's pushing back with. They're just like, we got a minion wave. We're going to take out your front gate and potentially take out this fort. We know that the next Punisher will be in bottom lane, so we're going to go ahead and try and build that momentum through that lane. Chen going to be kicking in here. They do have 10s on both sides. I saw them kicking in so deep, and I got so excited that we were going to be seeing a Wandering Keg Chen, but unfortunately, very unfortunately, this is going to just be Storm Earthfire. I love Wandering Keg Chen. It's so much fun. It's such a good tool. It's such a nuisance. It's got 25 armor now. Alex Strauss are going to go ahead and pop the Cleansing Flame. They're going to continue to fight in this. Potentially Tormented Soul is going to be popped by the Malthael as well, and they're just chasing into this. Joanna is going to be backing off, but this is going to be Malthael in a bit of a rough spot. They go down. Crystal Aegis is actually going to be hitting the Joanna, not going to be hitting the Malthael in time right there, and Vodka Chan a little bit low. They've got a full bar of hope. They could drop that on themselves. Looks like that's going to be the case. Unfortunately, not enough healing. They go down as well, and now going to be forcing into this bottom lane a little bit further. That is going to be these force balls coming out from Tacit are really, really, strong. I really like the disengage tool that they're bringing to the table with that, but unfortunately, Stalk, are you going to be able to make it out alive? Nice force wall right there. Oh my god. That Arcane Orb was so close to hitting. And here's the thing. while all that was happening, there was the background timer of the Punisher, and that's going to be popping up in this bottom lane. We are going to be having Malthael and Vala grabbing the right-hand side camp, and left side will be picked up by the members of Granite Gaming. It's such a strong start for them. I'm not gonna. I can't believe it. Alrighty, let's see. What are we going to be getting for this next shrine, though? We're going to be trying to make this invade. Let's actually pull away the talents really quickly. Shadow Charge going to be going in right there. They're also going to be having Fury in a lot of this. That's going to be the Tormented Souls. Apocalypse will be popped out as well. That's going to be the Storm, Earth, Fire going to be popped right there. That's going to be Val in the backline going down. They pick up the Ariel as well. Dragon Queen coming out from the Alexstrasza, and the nice Force Wall. Well, I guess a nice Force Wall in favor for the members of Granite Gaming, as Tassadar is going to be going down. They pinched their Malthael between the Force Wall and the wall right there, and the enemy team was like, cool, thanks for the Malthael. And then the Tassadar ends up going down as well. Top lane does have a Shaman camp that's pushing in, and you can see this is something that I highlight all the time, and this is actually a really good showcase of that. This Shaman camp, when left uncontested, what kind of built value it can get for your friendly team. They just lost an entire front gate, not the entire front gate, but the majority of that front gate right there, just from that huge siege wave that was coming in. And now 13 to 11 in talents. We are going to be seeing a Arcane Punisher moving in potentially through bottom lane in favor for the members of Granite Gaming. Can they take a keep with this is the question. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little worried. Like, can Team Russia defend against this? Will Granite Gaming just go straight to the grand finals through this Punisher? Find out next week on Dragon Ball Z. Top lane Chen going to be pushing in a little bit further, making sure that that catapult gets up to that front gate. They'll be rotating in a little slow, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. This Punisher is still just walking himself up to that wall. Lob are going to be caught between the wall and a Force Wall. And actually, Chen going to get the clear into mid as the Punisher just arrives in bottom lane. Sidewall already taken out. Joanna's going to be going ahead and baiting it over and just using the Iron Skin as well. We do have Li Ming stepping forward, trying to get some damage out into that backline. Not going to be able to connect onto anyone just yet. Just going to be making sure that this front gate's taken out so the minion wave pushes forward as well. Fury moving down here as well. And the whole team is all here. The gang's all here, and Stalk is a little bit low. Apocalypse comes out. Crystal Aegis onto themselves on that Ariel, so they'll be saving themselves. No big value from the Apocalypse. And more or less, this Punisher's been pulled around the core and not going to get a ton of value. This bottom lane keep it. There we go. Is gonna. I want to say Siege Camp so bad because the Siege Camp that's pushing in right there. Or excuse me, the Impaler Camp that's pushing in right there. But Keep is going to be going down in bottom lane, and that's going to be still 14 to 12 when it comes to levels, and 7 to 0 in hills. Members of Granite Gaming, extremely strong in this game number 2. Look at this bush party right now that they're setting up for. They do see the Li Ming at least. I missed what specifically got them that vision, but they definitely did not have the vision of Li, or they only had the vision of Li Ming for there for a second. I was about to, like, I forgot. I clicked over and I was just like, and I was holding this down. I was like, wait, did it not transfer? Can they just randomly see Diablo Hearthing? No, of course not. And so they're just going to go ahead and pick up some camps and get themselves set up. Next Punisher will be coming in through the top lane, and this is actually the best case scenario for Granite Gaming. The reason I say this is because of the fact that bottom lane has no keep, so it's going to be constant catapult pressure coming in through this bottom lane. So the longer they delay top lane out, that means that bottom lane will slowly win out. They do see the Chens in bottom lane clearing out, so they're going to try and step forward and try and take this fight before 16 happens, trying to stagger out some deaths. Unfortunately, Team Rush is not able to find said kills just yet, and Granite Gaming is just playing slow around this. They have to know, yeah, they're looking for 16s. Yeah, they're not going. Yeah, we're going to deny it. So let's just back on that thing up. But Chen once again going to go into bottom lane. Lobber very low. Dragon Queen is going to be popped right there, and that's going to be Lobber trying to stay alive. Diablo goes down. Souls are going to be reset. Fury going to be kicking in, trying to get some value as this Panda. No pals are up and available for some seconds, and now it's off cooldown. Kick going to be going in. That's going to be the Storm, Earth, Fire getting popped right there. They're going to dive forward and get a root onto a couple. They're going to be looking for this kill onto the Vala. Unfortunately, not going to be working out for them, and they have to retreat. Diablo now back into the fray of all of this. Tassadar with the Force Wall right there. Lobber needs to remember how squishy they are. Really good cleanse coming out onto the Malthael right there, making sure that they're not going to be getting that Shadow Charge thrown onto them. Overpower will be there. Nice Force Wall as well. This is a really, really drawn-out fight. This Alexstrasza does have to pop the Cleansing Flame to keep the friendly members alive, and they're doing so very good. But here's 16, and they're still playing into this. Blessed Shield sets up. That's going to be the Chen getting picked off. A really good start to the engagement right there. That's going to be the one of the members getting split from the friendly team, and Vala going for this chase onto Greymane. Unfortunately, I think Greymane should just be able to make it out of this just fine. Shield, oh, nice detainment strike into the corner while Greymane going with the razor swipe. Malthael doesn't get the mark and ends up losing the Ariel during all that. Meanwhile, in bottom lane, catapults have arrived to the core, and this is something they're going to need to deal with. Granted, the minion wave's doing a great job of that, and we do have a shrine activating in the next few seconds. Whew. Top lane's pushed up as well. Do they go ahead and grab the Shaman camp with Greymane and have the team grab the shrine? What's the game plan here? Same kind of question on the side of Team Russia. What's the game plan for them as well? They don't really know where the enemy team is. They don't have their support for a few more moments. They're just going to play safe-ish in their lanes. Malthael a little far out, but this is going to be... I doubt that they're going to be expecting them to be diving into the bottom lane for the pick, as this will be a Punisher popping up in top, and they want to get as much value with that as possible. Lauber taking a bit of a stroll over here through the enemy lines and just going to be able to make it out just fine. Overpower. Iron Skin going to be popped from Johanna, still stepping forward. We have Li Ming going to get a little bit of damage out. Gets the blink, and just they need to make this disengage as they do not want to get caught out and stagger out of death. 16s getting really, really close in favor for the members of Team Russia. Can they pick up their own Punisher and start to turn this game around? That's the big question that I have to bring. Because they're hitting 16s fairly soon. They've got some decent pressure in the bottom lane. I never really been fond of Searing Light on Ariel. I feel like you stand still just too long casting Q and your damage doesn't do much pre-16. That's fair. I always saw it and I was just like, I don't really want to do damage with my healing. I just want to be doing healing, but this is going to be Apocalypse coming out. That's Alexstrasza jumping into the Cleansing Flame, and look at all this damage going out into Chen in top, and that's going to be the pings and the pick onto that Chen. Punisher, though, picked up. Frozen Punisher moving in through the top lane. The keep is still up and available, and this is also going to be the Dragon form going to be popped from Alexstrasza. As Diablo gets clapped up in this corner. Oh no, Alexstrasza. The stagger deaths here is not what you want. Alexstrasza going to be trying to make their way out. That's going to be a little bit of a wing buffet, but I don't think they're going to be able to make it. Between Tassadar and Johanna, they should have enough, and that is going to be the kill going over in favor for the members of Team Russia. 3 kills, mind you that, and this Punisher gets minimal value here. Actually, it jumping backwards like that's pretty big. Vala losing this much health is not a good idea, but they've got enough healing between the friendly party that they'll be able to deal with that. And the reason I say it going backwards like that is big because the fact that it's not going to be aggressing up onto their Tassadar are going to be shielding the well as well, just to delay out that damage. I like that. That was really, really smart right there. And they're just going to lose a bit of health on their top lane keep. Still going to have periodic catapult pressure coming into that lane, and going to have constant catapult pressure through bottom lane. Look at how much value you get with just constant catapult pressure amounting. Look at all of those. There is so many. Like, if you delay out a fight at that point and all of those sit on your core at 15 minutes, it definitely can shred right through that health. But this is going to be top, right, and left. Bruiser Camp's going to be picked up here. Impalers and bottom. I think they might be trying to look for a fight here on the side of Granite Gaming. That, or they're just going to be playing for 20. Because the thing is, like, if you delay out bottom as long as possible, you delay out that rotation, that's pretty much what you want right now. You want to stop them from hearthing. You want to stop them from going back and clearing their core. And or you force them into a trade kind of situation. You say, all right, you can go back and clean your core, or we can get mid lane for it. And they're actually kind of dabbling between all this, and they're not really going to be able to deny either. Red team's core is under attack. This is a bit of a risky spot. Nice detainment strike into the force wall right there from Tassadar, and this is going to be the Cleansing Flame coming out from Alexstrasza. Really good Shadow Charge onto one. Tormented Souls from the Malthael. Unfortunately, not going to get as much value as I think they're looking for with that. Going to get the mark, but the Force Wall actually going to be slowing them down, and that's going to be Diablo saved by the Force Wall. Meanwhile, in bottom lane, as I noted, this core is starting to lose shielding. The Impaler camp will clear out the minions, and these two catapults are going to focus in on the core, starting to lose a little bit of health. Minion wave and mid won't confirm it, but definitely going to get some value. 10% already off this core. No one hearthing back just yet. This core is starting... Okay, there's Malthael. Okay. Phew. I was about to say... Top lane, we do have the Chen going to be coming up here and getting the clear onto this, and that will also be 20 talent here in favor for the members of Granite Gaming. Can they end it is the big question. They've got their talent here over the enemy team. Do they try and push into N? Talrosh's elements as well for the Li Ming. The upgrade for Elemental Conduit, which I don't know off the top of my head, which I have to read really quickly. Oh, they're in... Okay, cool. Malthael once again clearing bottom. And we'll show vision right now so we can get an idea of how they're setting up right now, how they're going to be going for this. Look at this aggressive posture. And they're going to go for a huge... Oh, they need to get the clear onto this Hellgate forward. That's going to be this dimensional shift just in time from the Tassadar to save their... But, like, that's just going to be such a scary spot to be in, as Chen is going to be jumping forward with all of those pals, and Li Ming getting reset after reset, going to be diving forward, and that's going to be Ario getting separated from this Malthael. The overpower comes out as well, and it looks like we are going to be having this Malthael maybe getting picked off. Crystal Aegis went out on herself, and that's going to be Chen kicking forward. Vodka goes down. Day going to be doing their best. Vamp is trying to stay alive in the backline. They are going to be alive, and that will be all 5 members getting wiped, and Diablo and Friends stepping forward, and it looks like with core at 67% and starting to fall on the shielding, it is going to be game number 2 going over to the members of Granite Gaming. They go to the Cup number 6 Grand Finals and meet up against another washed up. GG. Well played. Woo. That was a good game, too. All right. Well, we got our grand finals, everybody. And with that, let's get straight into them, because I want to know. And I think we're on time for it. Like, we're on pace for this best of 3 Ooh. Grand final. Does it not? I thought it told me what map was game 1, game 2. It did it for the other one. Oh well. We'll do it. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with what's in order. And with that, I also need to update the team scores, and names. Sorry, I'm just making sure that I'm not missing the wrong ones. Also gotta do background things. Okay, cool. Versus. All right. Well, everybody, thank you so much for joining. We have actually, don't forget, in like 1 hour, we've got a best of 3 series for the Nexus Gaming series. It's going to be Gilly Shark versus a few loose bolts. Screws? I think screws. Few loose screws. Cool. All right. I just want to make sure I post that in the right channel. We're all good on all those fronts. Let's go ahead and get into this in our game number 1. Match number 3 for the Heroes Hype Preimere Series EU Cup number 6. Let's go ahead and dive on into this. Left-hand side, we've got the members of Another Washed Up. We have Banana going to be on the Tyrande. Pepega is going to be on the Vala. Nick will be on the Diablo. Hazuabs is going to be on the Rexar. And Mene rounds out the team on Tassadar. On the right-hand side, we've got the members of Granite Gaming. Fury is going to be on the Rhaegar. T, which I apologize for not remembering what it stands for, is going to be on the Zeratul. Lauber will be on the... oh my god, the Tyrael right there. We have... the AB is going to be on the Hanzo. And we have Abathur being played by Vamp Group. Really quickly, just before we get into this, I want to double check on one thing. Sorry, I apologize. Okay, never mind. I thought I had something extra in the background. We're good. All right, let's jump into this. Abathur at the start of this, I really like. I really like having an Abathur in this game, and Dragonshire with Abathur is going to be really fun. But not only that, Dragonshire with the Zeratul is going to be a very, very good time. Who will take it? This is the big question. Alrighty, let's go ahead and see I'm just curious what our lane matchups are going to be. That's going to be a nice overpower onto this Hanzo. There's Vamp Groot with the healing from that Abathur is just going to be able to keep them alive right there. That is terrifying. It was like some 50 health. Looks like we're going to be seeing double rotations coming out from the members of another washed up. Maybe even stepping forward. I like the use of the Oracle right there to get the vision onto the friendly team, or onto Vamp Group right there, and then be able to just get a little extra damage onto them. And let's look at our bottom lane, as it's going to be 2-1 or 2-2 in levels, and then we're just going to be continuing to just kind of truck through this. We'll get an eye on what the experience looks like as the game does progress, but we are going to be having camp timings just about the same for both these teams. Toronto with the Sentinel right there, going to be able to scout out the enemies, knowing exactly where they are. This is just going to be finding someone without a questing talent, and this will just be siege camps picked up almost simultaneously. Nick gonna also anchor out through that bushed area, and then just another sentinel going out, and they do see that. All right, well, cool. There's a couple people. They're not going to be rotating in lane with their siege giants, so at least they know just the Hanzo's going to be down here. They can play the lane a little more aggressively because they know that they're going to be having to make a longer rotation. 3-3 in levels. See how they just step up onto this. First Dragon Knight is going to be already available in favor for the members of another washed up. If they can pick it up is the big question. Leaking up into the top lane. I like the Zeratul play just to get the blink right over into this, right onto this point. And they deny the potential for the pickup. Fury on the right-hand side going to be going ahead and doing support or healer type things, and going to go ahead and solo this camp. Tassadar, I like just the mine right there just to slow them down a little bit, and that will be the Dragon Knight available once again. But Zeratul just going to step onto the point. And they'll be stalling it out for just a little bit. This is such a rough... I hate the spot to be in. This is the one thing I don't like about top lane Dragon Star. It's just, this is so hard to deal with. Actually, a lot of good damage going out onto the Misha Bear, and she will be picked off. Technically, first blood of the game, going over in favor for the members of Granite Gaming. As looks like the DAB is going to be needing to hearth back. And this is still going to be most of the altar priority in favor for the members of another washed up. Lobber getting forced back in this lane. Looking at top lane as well. This is going to be the channel potential going out in favor for the members of another washed up. Diablo setting up here as well. The rest of the team going to be rotating in. That's going to be Fury going to be dove on a little bit right there. Oh, the scatter arrow almost getting the kill onto Tyrande. This game is very much so just by the hair of their chins. Quarter blood, yeah. What's up, Kage? I'm so glad that Pog Slide is enabled in this channel. And it doesn't get, I'm sad that it doesn't get used enough here. This is going to be Nick stepping forward, or just at least getting these fire stomps out and just getting some minion kills and just stacking up, sitting at 55 of those black soul stones, and 6-6 in levels. No kills just yet, except for the Misha Bear going down. Going to step onto that point once again. Tassadar potentially able to pick up the Dragon Knight if top lane does go over. Abathur Hat once again into Zeratul. Hazuabs knew what happened last time, so they're going to back that bear right out of that lane. Lobber going to be chasing Mene now out of mid, or at least into the rotation. Nick, though, finds a bit of a shadow charge, not into the wall, but it just harassing and pushing them around. Lobber continuing to dive forward with the Eldurin's Might. DAB is going to be able to get a little bit of poke damage on this Hanzo, and this is just going to be a lot of back and forth from both these teams. 7-6 in levels, and we're progressing a little bit more so in favor for the members of another washed up, but slightly ahead. And I'm surprised. Usually this Abathur is able to pick up a lot of that experience, but unfortunately, I think the lanes are so split across the board. Sorry, I thought I just missed a phone call. Oh, okay. Bottom lane still being held over. Top lane, it's just gonna be held. Top for red, bottom for blue. Actually, Lobber with the Eldurin's Might gonna get that channel at least well, it was for halfway for a second, or nearing halfway, but not gonna be going for it fully. Not gonna be able to steal away this camp either, as the team isn't able to rotate in, and that will be bruisers in favor for the members of another washed up. And Granite Gaming, that's going to be some decent damage going out onto them, but Lobber now stepping forward and actually going to be diving forward into the backline. Mene's so very low. Tyrande ends up going down. This stasis, that dimensional shift was so very good, saving themselves, but unfortunately Tyrande goes down. Meanwhile, in top lane, with the Zeratul not going to be there, that's going to be Hazuabs pushing this up. Vamp Groot just sitting in front of this lane because they know they can't, in front of this wall because they know they can't do anything about it, as I am getting a phone call on my house. I apologize. I'm looking at the area code and I'm like, I don't know that at all. So I apologize if you can hear it in the background. This is going to be, lane's just going to be broken out in, oh, hold on. Zeratul? No, I didn't think that Zeratul would be able to get that, especially with how close to the wall or how close to the front gate Hazuobs is right there. Once again, I was gonna highlight some mount synergies right there. It just looked good, at least with the skin. Shadow charge for the dismount. There is gonna be one mine sitting onto this, sitting on that point. Let's actually get the vision for the members of Another Washed Up and just see how they're playing this. We have Zeratul sitting up onto that point. We're going to be having Nick and friends in bottom lane clearing out these Siege Giants, and top lane is reset once again. 9.5 to 9.5. It's a very, very close game one, I gotta say. Very close game one thus far, as it looks like it's going to be Zeratul just getting a little bit of burst onto that Misha, but not going to be able to find a pick. And Diablo, extremely close to finishing out those souls as well, getting that insta-revive. They do just finish it right there. 6 minutes exactly on the dot in the game. And bottom lane now, getting pushed in quite a bit. They're going to need to send someone down here to deal with this, as everyone has a questing tower. There we go. Rain of Vengeance coming out from the Vala of Fear, going to be taking a lot of damage. They go down. Second Rain of Vengeance will be confirming that. Actually, Diablo going to be getting the kill. They still get the fort in bottom lane while all that was happening. Zeratul on top going to be trying to find their way into Hazuobs, but they're not going to be able to get them low enough to get any sort of burst or any sort of kill. So this will be just the back and forth at top lane, which has got to be such a nuisance. Zeratul also went for Might of the Nerazim. Not going to be going for the VP right there, so just more burst on top of what they can already provide. That's a lot of cleaving that you can do. A lot of cleaving. And force wall for this Tassadar. A lot of force wall so far. So far in every set that we've had, we've seen at least one Tassadar. Granted, it was on. We had two Infernal Shrines games already, and it was on both of them. But still, like, that's just really, really cool when we have that. A lot of Tassadar games, it feels like he's fallen very far in the meta. No pickup onto the Dragonite still. 7 minutes into the game, we are 11 to 11 in levels, 1 to 1 in kills. Bottom lane has been consistently held over in favor for the members of Another Washed Up, as this is going to be the ultimate evolution just on the Zeratul right there, just trying to get some damage in this backline. Unfortunately, Vamproot not going to get the value that they're looking for. Top lane once again going to be trying to get that holdover onto that Misha Baron. She does scale quite a bit as this progresses, so I don't know how if she'll be able to ever 1v1 the Zeratul, but the Abathurs will go ahead and get the steal onto that kill. Meanwhile, this is the team rotating up. They've had enough of this top lane shenanigan. They do see that Zeratul in the shimmer right there, but they say, let's go for Lobber. Let's push him into our front gate. Follow up stun from Lunara did not connect right there, and now they're forcing them out. Boars go out from the Rexar as well. Gonna get a slow onto a couple. Also provides them vision for the team. You can see right now that it provides vision for a little bit. They can see that Abathur. They can see that Abathur. No. There we go. I was like, oh my god, how can they see so many members? I was on the wrong team. Either way, this is going to be Mene trying to go for the channel. Sonic Arrow 1. Oh, the Scatter Arrow doesn't connect, and that will be first Dragonite going over in favor for the members of Another Washed Up, as they're going to be trying to push in through this bottom lane. It looks like this will be the kick going out onto DAB, and they're going to be just forced back right there. Going to try and open this up a little bit further, make sure that lane sustain is removed. It's a little bit more difficult to hold over that lane and also fight over that shrine. We could see them rotate into top lane. This also forces Abathur back quite a bit. They did go for the mule as well at level 7, so they do have that heal onto these structures. And we should maybe be seeing it dropped in mid lane. I doubt we'd see it in top, mostly because I think the Dragonite with 58.7-ish% and some 30 seconds left, I would assume they go for this top lane fort. But they need to take out the wall. Like, if Tassadar goes down in this, they need to make sure... Oh. Kick went onto Lobber, but I think they also have an overpower at the exact same moment all that happened. Dab. Is it really just DAB? Just Dab? That's all that their name is? Hanzo with the arrow right there. That's going to be over the wall as well with the agility. They're trying to find this damage on Nick, and Lobber getting way too low. That's going to be the Tyrande Lunar Flare not connecting, and this is still Dragonite with 3 seconds, trying to find a little bit of damage. Kick, but unfortunately the Dragonite ends, and now they're just trying to chase a little bit of an Oracle. Ooh, nice force wall as well to make sure that they aren't able to get out of there. Misha Bear with the last auto. Actually, Vala going to be stealing away that kill. Tassadar going to get hit. Actually, no dimensional shift right there. Not going to be taking any damage, and that was first Dragonite. Now the map resets. We have the Abathur trying to push out these lanes a little bit more, and top lane was opened up a little bit in favor for the members of Washed Up. Pretty much. Okay, thank you, Kage. I thought it was just DAB. Or DAB. Either way, thank you. Yeah, I see it. We're just gonna go, we'll go with Dab. I'll go with Dab. But this is going to be, we're same levels. Bottom and mid fort have been taken out. How, I'm trying to think of the way that Granite Gaming really starts to bring their momentum back into this, and more or less I think it's just continuing to, it's getting rid of the top lane pressure, because Hazoabs was able to live up here the entire time. It wasn't like they had control, but in the sense of just there was really never any moment where I think the Rexar was worried. Misha did go down once or I think twice at least during the entire first phase, but the entire first phase was so far 10 minutes of our game. So we're going to be seeing the Zeratul and the Rexar going 1v1 again in the top lane. Let's see if they're going to be able to get any sort of pick onto this Zeratul. They had the Abathur hat for a little bit, and they actually just got removed. They do have that Mine of the Nerazim. And they'll get the Abathur hat once again. They might have just been throwing out some mines or maybe throwing out another mule. Here's the thing to note, though. The force wall. The thing to know is that there's Siege Giants and a Bruiser Camp in bottom lane that need to be dealt with. Dragonite Shrines will be activating in the next 8 seconds. We can see that Zeratul on the minimap is rotating down. That's the big thing to note. Because they can get some, if they can get a major flank onto this and reset the 16 fight, and get a couple picks on the side of Granite Gaming, that'll be huge for them. Valo did also finish the Hungering Arrow, going to be vaulting forward and trying to get a little bit of burst right there, but they back off. They feed that into their front gate. They don't have anyone up and available in mid lane for the channel onto this, and I think Rexar is going to be trying to go for it. They're rushing everybody into mid. That's going to be, oh, maybe Misha was just trying to, I like that, just right there. Zeratul has one interrupt. Hanzo with another. I don't know if they have anything else on... No, they can't do it again. That's going to be the Rexar grabbing this. So 16 to 15, and they move straight into bottom lane. If they can take out a keep here and posture on the core... Well, it's very early in this game, but I feel like I've seen a lot of Dragonshire games go potentially that direction. Second Dragonites, like 12, 13 minutes into the game, they're already starting to push up on keeps, and this is exactly the case. Dragonite going to be trying to open this up, and they actually already started to take out the front gate a little bit here, but still sitting pretty healthy. Abathur doing their best just to get the damage mitigation on these towers, also trying to put a little bit more out themselves. No 16s here just yet. Kick goes out into the Rhaegar, right into the Nexus Hall, or into the Hall of the Storms, which will get them back under mana and health, but the big thing here is just denying that healer to be around, so that way they have to play a little bit safer with things like the Hanzo. Rexar is going to be in this Dragonite, but it looks like they're going to actually kick the Tyrael towards the friendly team. They want to get this keep. Oh, they need to make sure they get this keep before the Abathur Mule gets the value. Will the burn? Oh my god, they end up getting the Mule value. There, okay. I was about to say, there's no way they, like, that would have been ridiculous if they were able to save that right there. That's going to be Dragonite going down, and they end up getting a keep during the entire phase. So that's big, though. To be able to take down a keep, that means it's consistent catapult pressure through the bottom lane, and then you're going to be also having a little bit of passive experience gain, and just also a great route if you do end up getting a massive pick on the enemy team. That's going to be Lauber living in a lot of that damage. Look at that Hanzo with the stun right there. Apocalypse comes out. Vala is going to be going down initially right here. Lauber trying to chase further into this. That's going to be T as well, and that's just Zeratul trying to get this damage. We have a double Hanzo as well, trying to put in all these arrows into these adventurers' knees. Doesn't look like they're going to be able to find the kill onto Tyrande, so only losing the Vala for now. That was a big turnaround as well. Lauber not going down either, just living so low in health and just playing so aggressive, as that is also going to be the Vamp trying to jump over the wall and get the value on that Abathur clone. Not going to be able to grab it. Tyrael does go back for that Hearth. Siege Camp on the left-hand side will be picked up. I think the right-hand side is going to be, was already picked up in that disengagement. Whew. That's some good pressure. That's some good play coming out from these teams. Okay. A little bit of back and forth. I don't think anyone's going to be getting picked off here in these lanes for now. So I'm just also fixing my chair. There we go.
It won't be long.
And Dragonite going to be popping up here once again in 26 seconds. We are going to be having our 20 talent tier coming up fairly soon for both these teams. A little bit of about a level lead in favor for the members of another washed up. They're just going to go ahead and grab their Bruiser Camp on the left-hand side and see what they can see on the side of Granite Gaming, as they definitely know they've thrown the Eldrin's Might over, but they're not going to be going over that wall. They do have that Holy Ground, excuse me. No, they don't. Never mind. I don't know icons very well. I thought that was Holy Ground right there. Not going to be the case. But Shrine's going to be activating. Top lane will be picked up by the Misha. No one in this bottom lane just yet. They could send Vala down there, and it looks like that's going to be the case. Maybe Tyrande as well. I'm just waiting to see if they're going to be able to pick this up. But it seems like they're kind of posturing in top heavily on the side of another washed up as they're getting these pings out. We can see it on the minimap, all those pings coming out, and they were trying to get the pick onto Labber. Unfortunately, not going to find it. Here's the thing. As long as they're delaying all this out, they keep them from hearthing back. This will allow them to go ahead and just get these siege giants, get these catapults, and potentially start to take down core health. Top lane is going to be converted over in favor for the members of Granite Gaming, at least in the altar phase up there. They're going to rotate a couple members down here and try and get that delay out as well. Looks like bottom lane was cleared out before the core took any damage at all. Misha Bear going to get the channel in mid. Rhaegar in the bottom and going to go ahead and get the channel for the friendly team. So a little bit of a back and forth on that one. I'm just going to kind of reset this. More or less, if the members of another washed up can get one good fight in their favor, I would say this is going to be game for them. But that's the big play is finding said fight. Because on the other hand, if Granite Gaming take a couple fights and they start to get some momentum, late game Dragonite, late game push pressure is going to really be in their favor, and they're going to be able to siege into this and start to even out this map. That's the big kind of, oh, hold on. Hanzo going to get caught at the wall. Boars do get sent out. One boar connects, and actually they have the 20 upgrade, which does root, but the cleanse was out from Fury as well. I was like, really, one boar? And then it keeps going. I'm like, oh, wait, it has the kill command, doesn't he? And then look at this Zeratul in mid lane. Gonna go ahead and sneak the Dragonite. So they go ahead and they get the Dragonite away from the enemy team. That's gonna be a nice pickup for them. Abathur was in the top lane. I think got that channel right there. So not keeping an eye on that slug is gonna be a bit of a deficit for them. But I think this is more or less a denial Dragonite. I don't think they're gonna get a ton of value with this. Just the pings across the map right now coming out from these teams. But as I said, like, I think this is just going to be denying the enemy team from getting a Dragonite, potentially ending with it. And I think they know that, so they're going to go ahead and say, cool, let's go ahead and try and take a fight. They're going to go ahead and get the Force Wall out. Fury going to be the target. Hanzo with the arrow actually going to go right between everybody. The Ancestral Healing connects onto them just in time, and that's going to be Tyrael coming down as well. Fury doesn't have Ancestral Healing, so they get taken out, and now they go ahead and jump onto Labber, who has the Eldrin's Might, but the Force Wall is too good, and they end up going down as well. No value in that trait form as they're going to be moving in through this bottom. Kill command coming out. One single boar onto Deadeye, who jumps over the wall, and it keeps going. It actually just runs out of range right there, and it doesn't get the stun. But with the couple kills, Diablo with the overpower and the Hellgate forward, they get the Shadow Charge, and that's Hanzo going down. All that's left is Zeratul and Abathur. They've got a clone in the Might of the Nerazim. Let's see if they're able to make the core clean themselves. Yeah, getting revealed right there. Misha Bear anchoring essentially for the friendly team as they're starting to push in onto this core. With the Zeratul getting put into the wall, they go down. Abathur now is the sole defender. Will they make the slaps happen? Not going to happen here, as they themselves will just hat the core, drop the mule. Not going to be enough, and that will be game number 1 going over to the members of another washed up. GG, well played. Of course I had to like burp the moment. Oh, of course, like that one moment right there. Whew. A very good game number 1. We're gonna jump over to the stats really quickly, and we're gonna jump into game 2. We're gonna keep this bus rolling, because we have another best of 3 at 7 p.m. That's for the Nexus Gaming Series. We're gonna have to restart stream for that one, but regardless, we got a lot of good games tonight. So please, go get yourself a drink and get ready for another game. Let me just update the team score really quickly. I should do this after we get into the next game, but it's fine. I believe this is our next map. I have no way of being sure realistically. Fingers crossed. I'm ready for Kaimo to lose another coin toss. Oh, dang.
Prepare yourself for battle.
Sorry, I just had to do some mental math really quickly. Alrighty, I need to close. Wrong one. Nope. There it is. Oh my god, I'm forgetting how to push buttons. Alright, let's go ahead and get into this. Phew. On the left-hand side, we got the members of another washed up. Banana's going to be on the Malfurion. Nick will be on the ETC. Papega's going to be on that. Orphea? No, I can't see what they are. Oh, on the Sylvanas, whoopsie. Hazoabs will be on the Leoric, and Mene going to be on the Alarak. On the right-hand side, down a game in our best of 3 series, we've got the members of Granite Gaming. Fury going to be on the Thrall, DAB going to be on the Li Ming, Labber going to be on the Mal'Ganis, Vamp Groot is going to be on the Arthas, and we have T going to be on the Lucio as Sylvanas getting picked off extremely early in this fight. Labber going to be stepping forward into this backline. Hazuab's get that Wraith Walk right out of there just fine, and they make the disengage absolutely okay. Unfortunately, Alarak doesn't make that disengage, and they go down themselves. Any sort of sadism they managed to build up right there, which was none actually, because I thought there was a counter kill in that early engagement, is completely wiped out. But for anyone who doesn't know, the sadism on Alarak is reset once he dies. We'll see what kind of build we go into from Mene. We did see basically the sustained lightning build before. Or excuse me, the lightning surge build, or E build as many call it, coming out from them in the previous matchup on Towers of Doom earlier in this cast. Actually, I think it was like game number 1 in this cast. But we're just going to be continuing. We'll just get some rotations. We're going to see some nice back and forth between these two teams, and it's Towers of Doom, so it's any player's game. Granite Gaming versus another washed up, and I think, because like the one thing I love about Towers of Doom is you can't just rush core. You can't lose a bad team fight and then it's all completely over. Granted, you can lose a team fight and lose your bell towers, and that's going to really start being where some of the issues lie. But if you're able to mitigate a lot of that, yo, King Fox, hey, how's it going? Thanks for coming by. Cool games. I'm glad that they're cool games. They actually were trying to go for the invade onto this Sapper camp, but they're not allowing it on the side of another washed up. And Granite Gaming just going to have their own moving into lane. They're just trying to feed these in as well, but Peg, oh my god, the Howling Blast coming out from Arthas trying to catch them as they had the Banshees forward. Nick with the knockback as well from the ETC. That's going to be one of the Sappers going in at least, so they get that value right there. Their own Sappers coming into the lane on the side of another washed up. That's going to be Mene with the combo right there. The Roots coming out from Malfurion as well, looking to kill Labber, but they're not going to be able to find the kill right there, as they are going to be spreading a lot of that damage from Sylvanas' Shadow Dagger, and they managed to lock down this last Sapper. So I think only one of the Sappers ended up going in on the left-hand side. 2 Sappers still up and available for another washed up as they break off into their top lane rotation. I don't think they're going to be able to force these across the lane. It's more or less just going to be delaying out the rotation in the mid, allowing Alarak to get easy, fast clear. I'm excited for HH Finals tonight. I like you casting these great replays. Thank you, cool stuff. Thank you so much. Good luck in the games tonight. I'll definitely be keeping an eye out. I do have my own game to cast at 7, but I think right after that, I'll be catching the Hero Site Preimere Series. I should be able to catch the Grand Finals right as I'm done casting. I hope. Also, the best part about doing replays is I'm on a 0 delay, which I love, because I don't have to have a delay. But I think what we'll do is I'm going to set this up to rebroadcast like tomorrow morning as well, just because they're EU games and I don't think anyone got to see them, so it'll be nice. Whether my analysis is as good as EU commentators, hopefully they enjoy it. Either way, this is going to be Vega and friends just pushing out this bottom lane, going to be holding this over. Leoric and Thrall in the top right and left going to be trading those out. I think Nick might have been trying to go into the top lane to maybe stall out Thrall. Regardless, with all the kind of back and forth that's happening up there and with ETC kind of rotating around, that is going to be the members of Granite Gaming taking the majority of the first bell towers. 8 shots going over to the side of another washed up, and only 4 going into the side of Granite Gaming. And this is what I was saying, like, this is what I like about Towers of Doom, because the fights are completely different than what we just saw on Dragonshire. I mean, we have different lane matchups, we have different rotations, and we also have a different macro and micro style on this map. The other thing too to note here is I like a good Alarak. I'm not gonna lie. The same thing gonna be coming. The same thing is said for a good Arthas too. Like I'm excited to see both these players go into each other across this game. But this will be the Sapper camp in the bottom right going up, and unfortunately, I think Labber might be going down here. These Fell Claws, are they good? Pepega putting in some poison damage, and unfortunately, Lucio is not able to boost you it enough, and they go down. Vamp Group will be able to take that. Nice. At least they don't get invaded on that camp, so they do lose their Mal'Ganis, which will be a decent experience buff in their favor. We can actually take a look at that really quickly. So the 1 kill, because this is something that like a lot of teams, even like in lower divisions, is a big thing to note. A lot of teams and a lot of players will go like, oh, early game kills are great. Like, yes, they are. They can show dominance, they can show prowess, they can throw down, they can throw out off the enemy team from their rotations, their wave clear, all that stuff. But here's the thing to note: 2 kills in the early game went over in favor for Granite Gaming. That yielded them 593 experience in hero kills, 608 from just the one kill in this later game. So it's just something to note when you're prioritizing kills in the early game, or when you prioritize kills in the early game over maybe doing rotations or going for objective or any of that kind of stuff. It's something to consider because you're not getting as much value as you may be thinking. These later game kills, right around this, this mark in the game where you're post 7, these really start to bolster that experience, and it's only going to go higher from there. So it's just something to kind of take in your own games if you are considering that quite often. I know I tunnel vision all the time, and it's just something that I remind myself, like, the experience isn't worth it right now. Maybe later it's worth that chase, but looks like we've had a bit of a back and forth over this altar, going to mostly go over in favor for the members of another washed up as they even up the score 32-32. Sappers in the bottom lane in their favor going to be cleared out as Arthas going to go ahead and get another Howling Blast off. They're going to be trying... Oh, nice flank coming in. The root coming out from Banana is so very good. Power Slide from Nick as well. Nice knockback to disengage the enemy team from diving any further forward. Arcane Orb just going to be throwing out some damage from DAB, and they're going to be able to disengage from that. 9-9 in levels. It's very, very close in this game when it comes to experience, and with that, let's actually cycle through those numbers right there and get an idea of what heroic damage looks like as we're getting kind of into the early-ish mid-game. I want to say it's it feels like it's mid-game because we're approaching 10s, but we're 6 minutes into the game, which is just it's a weird sentence to me, at least. Either way, let's take a peek at the top lane right now as we haven't got a chance to check them out very much. Leoric going to be able to clear this out just fine. It looks like Thrall's going to rotate down, maybe help out the friendly team, maybe go for a pick in this mid lane. ETC with the knockback. Going to get the power slide right out right there. Lucio trying to step forward as well. Nice push off. Mene is going to be the target. They're trying to reset the sadism, and they managed to get it right there. Reset for Li Ming as well, so she's going to dump out a little more damage. Another altar phase will be popping up fairly soon here, as we also do have that being a double altar phase. Top, left, and right. There it's going to be. We also have our 10 talent tiers for both these teams. Mosh Pit for that ETC to note. No stage dive. Wailing Arrow for the Sylvanas as well, trying to lock them in that Mosh Pit. Deadly Charge for the Alarak. What do we get for our last pick, though? What's Malfurion going for? Tranquility or Twilight Dream? You going for heals or silence? Double silence wouldn't be horrible, but it's also double silence, so you might have there might be a possibility of overlap in said silence. Thrall on the right-hand side. Seems like they're going to just trade these out. I don't think they're going to be able to stall at the left. They're actually chasing Sylvanas a little bit. Do they go for the camp? No. They're just going to try and push in their sappers in bottom lane, maybe? I'm just trying to, at this point, I am guessing what these teams are attempting to do, as this will be Sylvanas locking this down a little bit. They're going to try and actually push her out. That will be a nice... Oh, this is a lot of good damage onto Vamp Groot, who's going to be going down right there. A great pickup in their favor as they go flying across the minimap, or across the map. That was one sapper that made it in. Nick is also going to be finishing out the proc rock at level 1, so going to be able to provide some of that healing to the friendly team. I like them... It's little things like that, just denying the mount onto Nick right there and just having them to redo it just slows them down. It's little things like that make a huge difference, as now Leoric is going to be heckled in mid lane, but no bamboozle, no pick off just yet, and they'll just rotate these sappers into the bottom lane, try and get some value for themselves. Deadly Charge being charged up right here. Keep an eye on that. If they can get DAB to step a little too far forward, this is going to be a very... Oops, I thought I got rid of that already. Hold on. There we go. I thought I already pushed that button. I was wondering, because we could see the Deadly Charge coming out, but oops, that's not what I wanted to do. We could see the Deadly Charge starting to come out, but then I was like, do they even see this? Do they even hear it? Is it a possibility that they're just going to get dove on? And then we go back to the vision that they're already gone. They already broke off. They don't really care enough. Leoric will have to hearth back, as this is going to be the Thrall just rotating through lanes, getting the clear, and another altar face popping up. Single, though, this time. Lava going to be diving into the bottom here. Going to get a nice night rush onto a couple. They're a little bit low themselves. Carrion Sword coming out to get some of that healing, and that they'll be able to back off. This is also going to be Lucio with some healing for the friendly team, and a little Boostio as well to maybe get them out of this sticky situation, as the silence is going to be hitting them for a second, but they break back. 28-28, 12-12. Very, very close as Fury. They wanted that pick right there. It is also to note that it's going to be Tranquility on that Malfurion, so going to be going for the healing. Vamp Groot going to be trying to go for one interrupt, and Tomb comes out from Hazuab's. Going to go ahead and drop that immediately so they can walk through. Wailing Arrow from the Sylvanas. That keeps Lucio from breaking it down anytime soon. That sound barrier does come out. Regardless, Nick is going to be a little bit low as they're chasing further back into this. They're forcing them back here. Nice knockback from Nick as well, just to make sure that they don't aggress any further forward. Combo coming out from Mene, trying to go and get that damage onto Vamp Groot and get that pick. Night Rush coming out, and that's going to be the cleanse onto the entire team, and they find the pick onto Mal'Ganis. That was the bell tower, still picked up in favor for the members of Granite Gaming, as Fury was able to sneak it during all that. They do, on the other hand, however, going to be going for the siege camp themselves and going to be trying to pressure that up through the bottom lane. This is these games are very, very like these not games, but these brawls, I guess you could call them, are just so very close as this game is progressing. It's 33 in kills and 13. Like the experience is just, it almost seems like dead set between the two teams. Oops. 38,000. There's like a 100 or 200 difference in experience barely between these two teams. So really good pacing between the two of them, and just really good plays thus far on Towers of Doom. 24 to 28 when it comes to core health. And we have a triple altar phase coming up here, and I want to say about a minute. If they can get a bell tower converted on either side, this is a lot of good damage. Potentially 15 shots if they can get all three of them, plus that bell tower conversion. But they've got to move quick. As I said, the bell tower should be popping up soon, as well as it's a fairly low counter between when the last one's shot and when they actually pop up. I believe it's 1 minute 30 in total. Might be wrong on that, though. I've been wrong on some of my timings lately, I feel. Either way, that's going to be the huge blow. Hazuabs is able to make it out alive. I believe it's 1:30. Maybe it's 2 minutes total. Maybe it's 1:30 to the announcement, 2 minutes to the actual spawn. Chat will probably correct me. This is going to be invade on the camp, but they might be trying to turn this around as there's actually a fight breaking out below us. Vampgrid is going to be getting caught in the entomb right there. Wailing Arrow going to be coming out as well. Lobber will be able to steal the camp on the top left. Break It Down was used just in time as well, so they're going to be saving Vampgrid. Really good save right there as they're going to pop the Earthquake as well. They're going to be stepping forward. Mene going to be getting the telekinesis right there. Altars are going to be spawning. Realistically, it's whoever can win this team fight is going to get the majority of the value from this, as that will be... Did we just see like a very short deadly charge? Yes, we saw a 20-foot deadly, or not 20-foot, but just like from like where Hazuabs is to where like DAB is. They get the pick onto the Thrall right there, and triple altars are on the map. Sappers are going to go ahead and go in. Sylvanas locks down one at least. They don't have to deal with that. They are going to be going for, many going for the channel right now, and they're just going to be anchoring for the friendly team. I think that's going to be them trying to collapse on this top right, so they're only going to be losing it on one. It's just mitigating as much of a loss as possible here, as they are going to be having their Thrall out for the next 12 seconds. Seems like they're going to go for one interrupt onto Nick. So they get their right-hand side. That means that Li Ming's able to join us, but Thrall's still not here. Sylvanas was, I think, maybe showing in bottom, and they're just going to heckle this a little bit, slow them down from getting the channel. I don't think that they're going to... There's an entomb available. Okay. They don't go for it. 20 to 20 in core health. Like, this is such a good back-and-forth game. Insert chat correcting Baja, please do. Someone's gotta. Can they make... Ooh, hold on. Night Rush comes out. Nick getting a little bit low here. It's just such a close matchup at this point. I love it. Alarak does show in bottom lane, at least for the members of Granite Gaming. They're probably going to be... Where is the enemy team? I think yeah, they're worried. They don't know where the enemy team... Like, I was looking at the minimap, I was like, I have no idea how they're posturing where they're going for this, and that will be bottom lane Sapper is going to be picked up in favor for the members of Granite Gaming, and they're going to try and push this in a little bit here. This also will be a single altar face popping up in the bottom lane. Actually, excuse me, double. I didn't even see it on the minimap that we have this one being triggered as well. Entomb came out, but I don't think they got the value they were looking for right there, as that will be the Lucio getting that boost out. They do not want to get picked off. 16 to 15 levels. They're getting really close themselves on the side of Granite Gaming for that 16 talent here, and then they can at least take an even fight. And they're trying to pressure with that little bit of an advantage that they have. Lobber stepping forward as well, but they're not going to be able to find anything. Kill-wise, at least. Altars are going to be activating once again. Entomb is going to be pinged as well right there, saying that they're not going to have it. Another fuck? Same person. I don't know you. I also don't know that area code at all. Watch it just be like, you've won $1 million! Oh no. You just need to answer your telephone. Conveniently at this time. This is going to be Entomb coming out from Leoric. That's going to be the Break It Down coming out from the Lucio as well. Nick going to be so very low here, and they're going to be taken out, and that's going to be... I can't believe that they were able to live through all that, and that's going to be the combo going on to the Malfurion as well. These resets for Li Ming are so impactful. Are they going to be able to find another kill right there as Alarak is doing their best to get that damage out, and that will be Hazuabs not going down. Some 50 health. Oh, nope. Li Ming gets one auto, and that's going to be them going down. They don't get the bell tower converted, but they are going to be able to at least get 8 shots off in their favor. Okay, there we go. Eight shots go out in their favor, and that will be taking down the core of another washed up to 12 core health. This is getting risky. All right, I think it was like 1440 when we had that, so we should be seeing it at what, 1640 total? We'll learn this all together. But with the little bit of an advantage that they now have, that's some good momentum in their favor as well, getting those couple picks. They want to open up mid lane and try and get this bell tower converted. Pepega getting a little bit low, and they need to make their way out. That's going to be the Banshees trying to do that exactly, and they manage it. That also will be the Night Rush for this Mal'Ganis, since that was in the Tomb. Alarak in the backline. It's just pure chaos right now as Pepega is going to get heckled and harassed by the Carrion Swarm. They don't get the pick right there, and we have Lobber on a bit of a rough side of the map, so they're going to continue to try and pressure up that Sylvanas with the friendly team's going to be pushing in. Army of the Dead is going to be popped by the Arthas right there, and now they're going to be just retreating and trying to make it out. Nick looking for a mosh pit here, potentially not going to be able to find it. Arthas is going to be separated from the friendly team. They finish that Howling Blast, so they do get in a straight line route. Are they going to be able to dive this? Oh my god, this back and forth. They go down. Arthas is going to be picked off, and now they say, cool, let's go ahead and take boss on the side of another washed up. Hazuov's actually going to be maybe going for the Spectral Leash onto one, but that's going to be a nice pickup for them. 4 shots in their favor, so at least takes the enemy team core down to 16 health. Mages have autos? Yeah. Like, I swear I saw one auto from Li Ming hit, and that was what got that kill on Sylvanas. Stream luck. Oh, God. Alrighty. Mal'Ganis going to be holding this bottom. I think it's that one as well. There we go. Bottom altar. Mid. There's a bottom mid altar as well, so let's see who's going to be able to get these. Can they even up the score? Mal'Ganis and Lobber and Hazuov is going to be going back and forth here, and there's pings down there. They're trying to hold it. Fury actually going to be stepping forward as well. That's going to be Vamp Group going to be coming in as well. That's going to be a big dive onto Leoric, but they don't get the pick right there as they're able to make it out alive. Mene going to have the channel, so that at least they take down the right-hand side core to 12 health, but they managed to do the exact same in that top portion. So it's 8 to 12 when it comes to core health, and this is going to be a nice Entomb coming out as well. Leoric is going to be going down. That's going to be the Banshees chasing forward, but they don't find any sort of follow-up damage into that. Now they're pushing their way back into this. Leoric is down. They're going to try and cheat death. That would break it down from the Lucio. Earthquake coming out. Nick's so very low, gets the power slide out as well. Mene with the telekinesis pulling them in. That's a nice deadly charge, but they don't get the pick. Unfortunately, Mene not able to build up any more sadism. Currently sitting at 135. 150 would have been ridiculous. But 135 on that sadism as they're going to be chasing down in this. Nice blink coming out from the Li Ming. They're just not... They're teleporting right out of there. Just noping all day. 8 to 12 in core health. How are they going to play this? This is a tight back and forth, I gotta say. As I am completely out of tea and I forgot. Alrighty. Fun. Hazuov's in mid. Does have the Wraith walk out, but here's the thing. Lobber's... Jeez. Just chases all the way there for one auto, and then they get it. That's the thing, is they still... That's another pick in their favor. You can actually note right now, or I keep hitting number 5. Whoopsie. Just the heroic kill difference between the two teams right now from 6 to 8. Mid tower's converted, but so is bottom lane. So still going to be 4 damage going out from either side. If the members of another washed up can take both these altars, that'll be their game. Or, excuse me, of Granite Gaming, that'll be their game. What time is on the boss? I feel like it's really close. 2:30. It's possible. Mene they know this, so they're gonna have to defend this on the left-hand side. Hazuov's will be popping up here in about a couple seconds. So I think this is just gonna be the trade on both of these, and this will just be taking down each core 2, 4, and 8. Ooh, this is a rough spot to be in. They want to get the bottom lane bell tower converted over in their favor as well, so that just a little bit more priority on the map for themselves, as they already have that mid lane as well, so it's going to be 5 shots potential in their favor. Also just going to be able to rotate through that lane and play around here. Nice Entomb going to be coming out from another washed up. Earthquake going to be coming out as well. Look at the Mal'Ganis flank coming out here into the enemy team. They're looking for an angle onto this. That's going to be at least Mene just holding them back a little bit, as I believe I have the vision showed wrong. There we go. 20 to 20 at levels at least. Let's see those talents as well. Buried Alive for the Leoric. It's going to be the Blink for that Sylvanas. We have the blink as well for the ETC, so you're gonna have that blink mosh potential. Let's see if we get that right there. And Earth and Shields for that. Ooh, the break it down is gonna be used right there a little early, I do think, and that they know that, so they're gonna try and turn this around. But that's going to be a lot of good damage going in here. They're gonna be getting 1 kill into Sylvanas. That's going to be Mene so very low, 131 on that sadism. And they back off. They get the kill on Sylvanas, and this is going to be the mid lane bell tower is starting to go down. Do they just go for boss when it pops up? 1 minute on that. They got to take one more fight if they want to take this into game 3. Can they take it into game 3 is the big question also. They get the conversion onto this bell tower, but still puts them, they're still in a risky spot. Single altar phase in this bottom. Oh, it's got like barely any health, but the mini-wave should take care of that regardless. They're going to go for the conversion on this bottom lane as well while all this is happening, and they're trying to push in onto this enemy team. I would say majority of the heroics are off cooldown, see if they're going to be able to make any sort of plays around this. The Carrion Swarm is not going to be up for another 25 seconds. Buried Alive is going to be used as well. Silence on that Mal'Ganis. Unfortunately, the break it down is not there in time, but they're still pushing forward onto this. They want to take the fight. They want to slow them down. Look at our top right of our screen. We have that Lucio going for the channel right there, and the friendly team is just trying to slow them down as much as possible. They're getting through that channel. Blink forward from the ETC, the power slide forward, and there's going to be the knockback, so they stall this out for now. A single altar phase only. Earthquake coming out from the Thrall, and that's going to be the mosh pit onto a couple, and they need to get the damage. The silence goes out onto 2 as well. That's going to be 1. Can they get the second? Where's the... Is there a sneak? Boss is up as well. This is a really, really scary spot to be in on the side of another washed up. DAB is able to have this stall right now. Because Vamkert should be able to have 1 stall as well. Or are they just going to give this over?
Enough of this charade.
So this only... Oh, this actually... I thought this was... I thought they had 4 altars for some reason. That puts them... It's 4 to 5. If they take boss off the map, that's big for them. They'll be 4 to 1, and they just need to push in a sapper through bottom lane. But they also need to reconvert bottom lane. I like this play right now. Telekinesis and Tomb. They're looking for the Leoric. That's going to be a lot of good damage. Wailing Arrow to follow up. Break it down from the Lucio, though. Keeps them alive. A lot of heroics used on the side of another washed up, as now Lob are going to be coming in here. Nice knock up onto a couple. We have Vamproot in the backline trying to get some damage onto Mene. Getting a little bit low. Needs to cycle out themselves. I do believe they popped the army right there. They have the root onto 1. Can they make it out alive is the big question. Hazuabs doesn't have enough drain health, and Mene getting very low as well. Currently sitting at 129 on that sadism. Vega needs to get out as well. So many members are low. If Li Ming gets these resets, that is just going to be devastating against the members of another washed up. Granite Gaming on the retreat, though. We're 22 minutes into this game. It's just such a tight play right now. Okay. The Orc stepping. Okay, so they Wraith walking. I was just waiting to see, like, what's the play right here? This is going to be the Entomb onto 1. That's going to break it down as well. Earthquake comes out from the Thrall. Lobber so very low. Mal'Ganis goes down. That's going to be Leoric as well. 1-for-1 trade for now as they're playing around this boss, and it is going to be triggered a little bit. If they can get this boss picked up in favor for the members of Granite Gaming, they can take it to that game 3. But can they take it to game 3 is the question. Insane Nova value? Yeah. Oh, hold on. This is going to be the blink forward. Mosh Pit going to be going out onto a couple. Look at this. Is going to be getting some good value. Thrall goes down. Vampgroup going to be going down as well. They get a root onto a couple players as well. Huge play coming out from this Li Ming who's trying to get these resets. Arthas goes down. And now this is the members of another washed up rushing into the bottom lane. But they get the bell tower at the last second and the GGs are out. That's going to be game number 2 going over to the members of Granite Gaming. GG, well played. We go to game 3. All right, we're going to go quick into this because we have our live game in like 22 minutes. I also need to message the teams really quickly. All right, let me show talents really quick. And then I need to message the teams. Okay. So I just want to make sure that they know I might be closer to 7 than 650 for our coin flip. Alrighty. Whew. I need to go to the bathroom too. So bad. But we got our game 3. We're gonna, hopefully, can we go right into this? I might have clicked it a little too soon. I did. Ooh, it is hot in here already, too. Also, drinking hot tea smart. Okay. Alrighty, we are loading in. Thank you all so much for hanging out for these games. I really, really appreciate it. We have a live game coming up in about 20 minutes, so stay tuned for that one. Okay, sorry, I'm just letting them know that we're going to be a minute late. Here we go. Alrighty.
The battle begins in 10 seconds.
Cool. Let's go ahead and get on into this. On the left-hand side, we've got the members of another washed up 1 game in our best of 3 series. We've got Banana on the Tyrande, Hazuabs will be on the Raynor, Mene is going to be on the Hanzo, and Nick will be on the Muradin. In top lane, we've got Papega on the Arthas. On the right-hand side, we've got the members of Granite Gaming. We've got Fury going to be on the ETC. We've got Mal'Ganis being played by Lauber. DAB is going to be on the Jaina. T is going to be on the... oh my god, Anduin, there we go. And we have Thrall being played by Vamp Groot. Let's go ahead and check out our level 1 talents as well as our bottom lane matchup here. The Ult of Love. Aberwotu, I think I said that right. How you doing? Thanks for coming by. We do have this Night Rush already coming out. The sleep goes down onto 1. I don't think they're going to find a kill just yet, but that's going to be a nice Chastise to follow up. I really do like that as a combo right there. The Night Rush into the Chastise, that sets them up really, really nicely. And then we have a Divine Star coming out as well. Just going to be making sure that they're going to be able to get these easy heals to the friendly team. Battlefield of Eternity for our Game 3, I got to say. Oh, okay, yeah. I love that upgrade because you can just sit there and break it down constantly. Hanzo going to be going into this... Actually, no, not going to be going to the standard build that we often do see. It's going to be the I can't think of it. Something archery. Nope, not even close. Advanced target... I'm combining Phoenix talents. Anyways, target practice right there. And this is just... I love